What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
9SS. Chapter 151 Test Xia En's ability. Advertise here. There is only one way now. It is to test Xia En's ability. If Xia En's ability is still as strong as before, then they will think of other ways to deal with Xia En. But they don't know how to deal with Xia En now, because Xia En's power is really invincible. They know that only Frieza can compete with Xia En in the One Piece world. But Frieza had already been beaten away by Xia En's 067, and they secretly thought in their hearts that Xia En was too powerful. If he can beat Frieza away, then there will definitely be a very powerful Force Star. If she wanted to be a stepmother, she let Xia En fall into her trap. In this way, they can dominate the pirate world, and they are very happy to think so. When Xia En heard their greetings, she also felt that she should respond well to them. Because their greetings are obviously provocative and offensive. Xia En felt that what they did was also an eye-opener for her. I didn't expect them to come to greet me at this time. Isn't this a weasel giving a New Year greeting to a chicken? This made Xia En feel very strange, so Xia En also wanted to suppress them. Who is Xia En? Xia En is a smart person. When Xia En saw them coming, she already thought of their purpose, so Xia En told them. Don't worry, I have guessed what you want to do. The purpose of your coming to see me is not to greet me, but to make me disappear quickly. In this way, you will be able to dominate the world of pirates, isn't that your purpose? When they heard Xia En say this, they also felt that Xia En had guessed their hearts. It felt like Xia En was really a god, but they didn't expect to guess their own thoughts, so they lowered their heads. Don't think that no one cares about you when I'm injured. He saw that the scenery outside was sunny, and he felt that the world was very warm. Seeing them like this, Xia En became more sure of her thoughts, but she didn't expect them to be so despicable and shameless. Xia En was also amused when she heard what they said. Xia En glanced to the side. As long as I, Xia En, are here on this day, you have to stay here properly. Don't act recklessly and make waves, if you do something excessive. The most unpleasant thing in front of me was meeting Gellinger and 5 elders. Then he would not say such a thing, so Gellinger said to Xia En. Then wouldn't his reputation in the pirate world be greatly reduced? So Xia En said to them. So Xia En wanted to deal with them properly, if not deal with them. If Xia En is very weak. They actually took advantage of themselves to play tricks on themselves when they were weak, so Xia En also felt very disgusted. Then don't blame me for being ruthless. Gellinger and 5 elders heard Xia En speak like this. You guys are really good, 5 elders and Gellinger, let me tell you. I also feel that Xia En must have some power, and they should beware. You should beg us to be right 3.9, if you don't beg me, how can we let you go? If you stay here for one day, I will properly restrain you. Xia En, I know you are very powerful, but you are very weak now. Chapter 152 Bully. Advertise here. Xia En knew that they must have come here with bad intentions. So Xia En wanted to clean them up. Xia En said to them. I know your abilities, but you are just bullying others. If you want to dominate the world of pirates, how can you do it? That's fine, let me tell you. You will not get your wish. They also felt helpless when they heard Xia En say this. Because Xia En's power is too strong, if they dare to confront Xia En, then they will definitely be very miserable, and they also know Xia En's power zone. Before Frieza was so powerful, Xia En made him look like this, let alone the two of them. But they still have ambitions. After all, they are human beings, and they also have some ambitions. He felt that he should take revenge on Xia En all of a sudden, for Xia En's arrogance before. Xia En should have a taste of their power. But they don't know how to let Xia En get good fruit now. They only know that Xia En is very weak now, and they don't know what to do about other things. So they wanted to test Xia En and see how much energy Xia En still has now. If Xia En's energy is not so much, then they will use the most powerful moves. Annihilated Xia En at once, if Xia En still had such a powerful emperor. Then the best thing to do is to tell Xia En that I am visiting him. Neither will Xia En, which is very good for them. So Gellinger and 5 elders told Xia En. Xia En, how does your body feel now? Xia En also found it strange to hear that they suddenly cared about her body, as she was still so domineering just now. I still came here with an evil smile, why did I suddenly ask about my physical condition now? Xia En thought about it, and felt that they must not have any kind intentions. I don't know what calculations they have in mind, so Xia En said to them. My health is also very good now. I can eat well now. Everything I do is very smooth, and I think the life I am living now is also very good. Don't you think that my body is weak just after fighting with Frieza, can't you? So am I still Xia En. And I think you are just weasels giving chicken New Year greetings. I didn't come here with any good intentions at all, do you think I will sincerely thank you? The pressure you put on me is nothing more than mediocrity. I know you are very unconvinced now. Not convinced why I can have such a powerful force. But you have to know that this is what I cultivated through untold hardships, and I didn't have any strength 570 from the beginning. I came here step by step, You are so jealous of me, do you have any ideas? When they heard Xia En speak like this, they also felt that Xia En had spoken frankly to them. But they still can't figure out what Xia En's current physical condition is like. If Xia En is in poor physical condition now, then they will let Xia En get the punishment he deserves. They have long disliked Xia En, because they worked with Xia En before. Everyone thinks that Xia En is simply too arrogant. And what Xia En did shocked them very much. Chapter 153 Discussion and Communication. Advertise here. It deeply shocked their hearts. They feel that Xia En is a person who is not in the same world as them. Although it is said that they and Xia En live in the world of pirates. But Xia En's thunder power did cause them some trouble. This pirate world actually has such a powerful energy, which also shocked them. They thought it should be negotiated to deal with Xia En, but they negotiated everything. I think this strategy is foolproof, and it is a very good strategy. I didn't expect Xia En to see it at a glance, so I have to say that Xia En's wisdom is very powerful. They know that they have to think about a plan for the next step. Xia En seemed to see through their thoughts, so Xia En asked a creature next to him to cut the watermelon. This creature of the pirate world quickly cut up a watermelon. Xia En tasted the watermelon and said that the watermelon was really delicious. Since you are here, I can't let you come in vain. How about you try this watermelon? They saw that Xia En still had such a leisurely heart to eat watermelon. I also feel that Xia En's body has indeed recovered very well. Because they know that patients don't have any appetite to eat, and Xia En can still eat such things now. I also feel that Xia En's body has recovered very well, and Xia En saw the shocked expressions on their faces. I was also secretly proud in my heart, thinking that although I have recovered more than half. But I really don't want to fight them now. If I fight them, then I will definitely suffer. I originally wanted to take a good recuperation. Why do so many people come to attack and bother me? This is really annoying. So Xia En said to them, I know what you're thinking. Don't think that now that you see Frieza and I having a fight, you want to jump in. You are just people who take advantage of others, I tell you. You are as insignificant as ants in my eyes, and you still regard yourself as a treasure. They were also very unconvinced when they heard Xia En belittle themselves like this. Because they know that Xia En is injured now, no matter how powerful they are, can they defeat both of them? This is simply unrealistic, but they still underestimated Xia En. They thought that Xia En must not be that powerful, but the fact was beyond their expectations. Xia En is indeed very powerful, they just glanced at each other and nodded. It was decided to attack Xia En, so Gaelinger said to Xia En. Xia En, you are indeed very powerful now, but it will be very easy for us to deal with you. You are very weak now, you were injured just now, although you have recovered a little. But you are not ignorant of our energy, we will definitely make you feel frustrated. Although the money is good, you are invincible, and you have always been invincible in this pirate world. But now that you are hurt like this, don't we have to make it up to you? When Xia En heard what they said, she also felt that they were really taking advantage of others. They really didn't have such a good heart in what they did. So Xia En wanted them to taste their strength. Xia En said to them. Okay, Gellinger and 5 elders, I already know what you're thinking. Chapter 154 Do you know the consequences? Advertise here. Do you know the consequences of treating me like this? They said, shaking their heads. What are the consequences? We only want our own status, and let these people submit to me in this pirate world. Let them also know how powerful we are. Why you, Xia En, have been dominating the pirate world. Quote. When Xia En heard what they said, she also shook her head to express her doubts, and said. What dominates the pirate world? I just want to be friends with the creatures of the pirate world. Why are you talking about me like that? What did I do wrong? Quote. The creatures of pirate world saw them angry and they were all arguing. They also want to help Xia En, and the creatures of One Piece world feel that these two people are simply making trouble for no reason. Because they just said they came to check on Xia En's health. Now instead of asking about Xia En's situation, he wants to do such unreasonable things to Xia En. Moreover, Xia En suffered such a big grievance, which made them very angry. But Xia En didn't say anything, they still had to protect Xia En's self-esteem, so they didn't do anything all the time. They also know how strong Gellinger and the 5 elders are. In addition to Frieza, this pirate world will also get the energy of 5 elders and Gellinger if it counts down. Their strength also made him feel terrifying in the life of the pirate world. They felt that the two of them had no good intentions in coming here, and they felt that they should help Xia En. Because Xia En is their benefactor, they can't let Xia En suffer, and Xia En has been wronged. They also felt very sad, so the creatures of pirate world said to them. It's impossible for you to bully Xia En, and us. Don't think that you have a large number of people. If you have a large number of people, can you have as many people as us? So these two people glanced at them. Indeed there are many creatures in the pirate world. And they are also extremely aggressive and talented players. They feel that this is not a terrible thing, if there is no Xia En. AHDG. The two of them might have killed all these creatures in seconds, but Xia En was right beside them. It's really heaven's failure, Xia En said to them. Do you know, I heard a story. This story is about a person who really wants to become stronger. But what he did was very despicable and evil, I want to tell you. You usually want to talk about how to become stronger, in order to be able to change the amplitude. You have made many false oaths, I know that, you have said it. If you violate the principles of One Piece world, then you will be struck by lightning, let me tell you. I have seen this kind of person, these people said that he wants to become stronger, but he has no ability. It's not easy to become stronger, he said, if I become stronger. Then let me do what I should, and I will do it, for example, he swore an oath. Said that as long as I become stronger, then I would rather bear all the consequences. In the end, he really suffered a lot of consequences. Tell me, what is the difference between you and the person I just mentioned? Quote. Gellinger and 5 elders also felt that what Xia En said was very reasonable when they heard Xia En's words. But they can't easily back down now. Chapter 155, Pirate World. Advertise here. Once flinched. The creatures in the pirate world will look down on them, they have had enough of being looked down upon by others. They just want to become stronger and get a very good honor in the pirate world. But the more they want to get something, the more they feel that they will lose it sooner. This thing is like sand, the tighter it is, the faster it flows. Then the less they have, they now want very powerful abilities. Want to have a very powerful trick, they exhausted many methods. But in the end, I didn't achieve my desired goal. Xia En felt that what they did made her look down on her. What Xia En does by herself is very above board. They actually do those nasty things behind their backs, so Xia En is also very helpless. So Xia En said to them, you know what you are doing. 5 elders and Geilinger also felt a little scared when they heard Xia En asking themselves this way. Because they really came here with bad intentions, if it wasn't for Xia En. They can run amok here, they just want to get rid of Xia En right now. But Xia En's strength is so strong, they have no intention of attacking immediately. Xia En saw their concerns, so Xia En said to them. Aren't you very strong? Come here, let me tell you. You will not succeed in anything you think about, because with me here, you will never succeed. Quote. Xia En knows their ambitions. Besides, Xia En doesn't want them to get any benefits now. So Xia En wanted to ridicule them and let them know how powerful she is. So Xia En smiled at them and said, it's really good that you are thinking now, you don't even look at what yourselves look like. Take a look in the mirror and see if you have what it takes to call South Blue a world of thieves. It's good for you to think, if you don't have any ability, just stay there. Then you will also get a life of ease. Now you have given up your leisurely life and want to gain some fame and fortune. Are these fame and fortune so important? Isn't it just passing by? Geilinger and 5 elders heard Xia En talking to themselves. 0. Also said to Xia En. Xia En, you have everything now, of course you don't care about these things, if you haven't tried it. If you have the same ability as ours, try it, if you live under others for a long time, try it. You will have these thoughts, and I am sure you will have such thoughts. Quote. 0. When Xia En heard them say this, she felt that they were hopeless, so Xia En teamed up with them and said. Your thoughts are really too dangerous, even if I don't have such strong experience. I don't think like you, I don't have such bad thoughts. And now you are only doing it for your own selfish desires. And it's really sad to do something like this. If you maintain the peace of pirate world well, then I will get along well with you. I didn't expect that you are now only afraid that the world will not be chaotic. I tell you that as long as I am around one day, I will definitely suppress you. You don't want to make any trouble from me. They heard Xia En say this. Chapter 156 It's everyone's world. Advertise here. I also feel that Xia En will definitely not forgive them, besides they have already done things to this extent. If they don't fight Xia En, then they won't feel at ease. I don't know when Xia En will punish them, and now Frieza has absorbed all the power of Pirate World. Now Xia En is also injured, I don't know how to recover. They must show 753 well in front of Xia En to let Xia En know how good they are. Xia En also found it funny seeing them like this, they didn't expect it to be for their own selfish desires. Then do such a rebellious thing, Pirate World is everyone's world. Why they want to disturb the world of pirates, Xia En really can't figure it out. They, who obviously can live better in the pirate world, have to mess up the pirate world. What are their intentions? They can obviously live a good life. But I have to not let go of the obsession in my heart, and of course I have strange thoughts. Of course they do something out of the ordinary. Xia En felt that they were simply going too far. Unexpectedly, they actually came to inquire about their own reality when they were at their weakest. If you don't have that much strength, you will definitely be wiped out by them. So Xia En wanted to make fun of them, because Xia En felt that such people were really shameless. And their hearts are also bad, so Xia En wanted to make fun of them. Xia En said to them. I don't think you can master the world of pirates, and you don't look in the mirror. If you don't have a mirror at home, take a pee and see what you look like. Can you master the world of pirates? Let me tell you, it will definitely not work if you do this. But they didn't want Xia En to make himself look weak. Don't you know about this? Xia En also found it funny to hear them say that. They just want Xia En to give themselves the energy of this pirate world. Xia En, Don't think that you are so powerful that you can act recklessly and bully us unscrupulously. Whether the creatures of Pirate World recognize you to manage Pirate World is not sure. So they said to Xia En. Do you really think you are invincible? You are so naive. But I guess you don't have the ability and skills to take charge of One Piece world. We still have very strong strength, don't you believe it? You only think that you have very strong strength. Then they rely on their abilities to get what they want. If you have bad intentions, the advantage of 5.6 will become a disadvantage, Xia En said to them. You don't know what there are people beyond people, and there is a sky beyond the sky. If you can get out of this ocean pirate world, then the world will really be in chaos. Geilinger was also very angry when he heard Xia En mocking himself like this, and wanted to have a debate with Xia En. I really don't like everything you do. Don't you think other people have merit too? Everyone has merit in everyone. Everyone has their own advantages, but this person must not have any bad intentions. When they heard Xia En speak like this, they also felt that what Xia En said was very reasonable. Chapter 157 Continue to sarcasm. Advertise here. But who is Xia En? How could Xia En allow them to gain the energy of the world? This is simply impossible. So Xia En continued to ridicule them and said, you guys are so pitiful, you just sold your soul for your own fame and fortune. I think you don't need these things anymore, so let me give you an idea. This idea will definitely work, why don't you give it a try? You just eat a little less food, starve for a few days, and then you feel very hungry. You will only want to eat at that time, and you will not think about other things, you are just idle. Quote. They 10 also felt that what Xia En said was too much when they heard Xia En speak like this, but Xia En continued. I think you definitely don't have the ability to do these things. Don't say that if you don't have it now, you won't have it in the future, even if you gain a strong ability. You will not get what you want, you are just like ants in front of me. Quote. They heard Xia En's sarcasm, and they also felt that they should clean up this Xia En. Although their energy may not be as strong as Xia En's, they feel that he must clean up Xia En. If Xia En continues to talk like this, their dignity will be lost. They know if they want to take charge of this pirate world, then he must be recognized by the creatures of pirate world. Now that he lost such a big man in front of the creatures of pirate world, he also wanted to save face. Xia En was very sarcastic to them, and they felt that this matter must be changed and prepared. Xia En must be punished, so they told Xia En. Xia En, you are only at the end of your strength now, you are already strong on the outside and on the inside. The battle between you and Frieza has already consumed a lot of your stamina and energy. Don't feel like you are still the invincible Xia En back then. Quote. When Xia En heard them say this, she also knew that they wanted to attack herself, so Xia En and the others said. Okay, Geringer 5 elders, you will be punished for what you did. Come on, I know what kind of ambition you have, come on, just use whatever moves you have. 1. 5 elders and Geringer did not hide themselves when they heard Xia En say this. So 5 elders and Galinger used their power, and 5 elders used the calendar of the dragon. And Galinger resorted to the power of the whirlwind. Xia En saw the attack they had already made on him. It is also to let the creatures quickly hide in other places, because they will fight in a while. Don't accidentally get injured because of their fighting, that would be bad. 757. So Xia En said to them. Hurry up and hide in other places, I want to clean them up. It may be that the force is too strong for you to bear, so you should hide. 27. These creatures also said when they heard Xia En say this. Xia En, can we help you? We also want to help you with something. If 2 of them bully you alone, it's unfair. Quote. Xia En also felt very warm when she heard their words, and nodded. He felt that what they said really took good care of himself, and felt that they were like his relatives. Chapter 158 Timely Help. Advertise here. So Xia En said to them. Don't worry, I know that you treat me well, and because you treat me well, I want to treat you well too. If I accidentally hurt you while fighting with them, then I will feel very guilty. Quote. When they heard what Xia En said, they quickly hid. Because they also know that they can't help Xia En, but may hinder Xia En. Xia En is very strong now, they know that although Xia En has been seriously injured now. But Xia En should still be able to deal with the 2 of them. They should hide in a place where they can see them fighting and help Xia En in time. If Xia En is successful in this fight, then they will quietly watch this fight. If they saw Xia En getting weak, then they would rush up to help Xia En. If Xia En is in any danger, they can feel it and help in time, this is what they think. They feel that they must help Xia En, if there is something wrong with Xia En. Then their pirate world and they may suffer huge losses. Xia En is now their only baby. Xia En saw that they used this power. Also cast a spell with the hand, and a raging flame was born, and then Xia En said to them. You don't know, my power is invincible. You must taste my power to know why the pirate world recognizes that my power is the most powerful. They were also very scared when they heard Xia En say this, because they had a fight with Frieza once. They also feel very angry, and they don't know what to do now. Now they also want to be able to good enough get the first place, so that they can honor their ancestors for their family. They felt that their wishes might not come true easily, but Xia En taunted them like that just now. Because Frieza used a black dragon whirlwind to blow them away without a trace. Such as number 1 and number 2, people tend to remember what the number 1 person looks like as the number 3. Xia En attacked, and they felt that they couldn't beat him. Run away now, that would be too embarrassing. The second person will hardly remember, and they also know this truth. They were beaten to pieces by Frieza. Their achievements are always a little bit short, and this little difference is a lot worse. They have now encountered a dilemma. There are wolves in the front and tigers in the back. It really makes people very sad. So they work together again. Want to defeat Xia En and gain glory. He wondered why this kind of thing always happened to them. When they ran over again, they had already suffered serious injuries in their bodies, and felt that their spiritual power had been shaken by them. It's really puzzling that someone like Xia En is still so arrogant at this point. Because Frieza Stone is still too powerful, so they said they saw Xia En like this. I also think that Xia En is stronger than Frieza, so things will be bad. They have to do these things well, and Xia En is their biggest obstacle. They want to make their magic power stronger and stronger, so that they will get a place in the world of pirates. Chapter 159 Butterfly Dragonfly Power Ball. Advertise here. I saw Gellinger turning one of his energies into a butterfly like flying. That energy dripped like Xia En rushing, and the 5 elders turned a portion of their power into something dragonfly-like. This energy group also slid towards Xia En. Xia En saw this mana group like this butterfly and dragonfly rushing towards him. I also feel that they have tried their best, because the name of the butterfly and dragonfly is called the Butterfly Dragonfly Power Ball. This kind of power ball is also very powerful. Xia En has seen this kind of power ball in ancient books. So Xia En felt that he should release his ultimate move, if he didn't release his ultimate move. It was difficult to break the power ball, so Xia En used his thunder power. Only 650 saw Xia En's thunderbolt, getting bigger and bigger, and there was lightning in that ball. The sky also turned dark black, so Xia En charged her power towards the planet of butterfly and dragonfly power. I saw two forces colliding. Xia En's thunder energy devours Gellinger's and 5 elders' butterfly dragonfly power balls. They were shocked to see their energy being sucked by someone like Xia En. They felt that their strength was already very high, but they didn't expect Xia En's strength to be so strong. They thought that Xia En's power is very powerful, but Bad did not expect Xia En's power to be so powerful. In this way, they really feel helpless, but they can't back down. Once they back down, then what awaited them would be a very severe punishment, so they continued to talk to Xia En. Xia En, it seems that you still have 2 talents. I know that you have many principles in what you do. But don't say that we have no principles, because we have suffered too much here. I know your energy is strong. But don't you know that we have worked so hard to cultivate such energy? When Xia En heard what they said, she also felt that what they said made sense. But Xia En doesn't fully agree with them, because they use their energy to run amok. This made Xia En feel very puzzled. Some of the things they did were beyond Xia En's imagination. They didn't expect that what they were thinking was so excessive. Xia En said. You guys do have some strength, but let me tell you. There is some ignorance in what you have done. Obviously people in One Piece world think you are already very unique existences. But you still want more powerful energy for your own selfishness. If you didn't have this stronger energy, wouldn't you be alive at all? 5 elders and 5 elders were also surprised when they heard Xia En speak like this. I didn't expect Xia En to have such a powerful force, and some of Xia En's ideas are also very clever. I didn't expect it either. But they still want their energy to become stronger. They feel that nothing is important, as long as there is fame and wealth, and then there is powerful mana. That's the most important thing, Gellinger and 5 elders say. Xia En, let me tell you, we don't really have any other ambitions. But you don't give us what we want, why? This is why. Is this troublesome? Xia En said to them. Chapter 160. Advertise here. You can pursue what you want to do. But don't get what you want on the grounds of harming other people's things. You have your own ideals, which is a very valuable thing, but your ideals should not trample on others. Your ideals must be clean, this is a good thing. But you have turned your ideals into your own desires, which is really not a very good thing. Think about it, you also live in this world, if there is any safety in the pirate world. So what's in it for you? They thought for a while. I feel that this matter is indeed very difficult to withstand scrutiny, but how can their ideals end here? Isn't that the one who travels 100 miles and half to 90? It is impossible for them to end their ideals when it is about to end, which is a pity. So they said to Xia En. There's nothing we can do, we have to take this one step at a time. If we don't take this step, we don't know what kind of realm we will reach. Quote. Xia En listened to what they said, and already knew that they had gone mad, if they wanted to continue like this. Then it will definitely be detrimental to the entire pirate world, and their power is also very strong. Although their strength is not as strong as Frieza, Frieza is not an ordinary person either. Frieza's power has already surpassed the sum of the life force of the entire pirate world. This is a very terrifying thing, and now Frieza's power has advanced by leaps and bounds. He has fully absorbed the power of the pirate world into his body. His strength has also been greatly improved, Xia En thought, yes. The energy of One Piece World was still sucked away by Frieza. I have to find a way to replenish the energy of One Piece World, in this case. It's impossible for Frieza to make any trouble again. This time Xia En must set up a method that does not allow anyone to absorb the energy of this world. Xia En also has to think of a good way, and then realize this matter, if it doesn't make up for it. Well, One Piece World is still a dangerous ship. The creatures of Pirate World will also lose their lives and abilities in this place. 0 for flowers. This makes Xia En feel that it is a very scary thing, but now Xia En is facing Gellinger and 5 elders. They must be defeated first, and then replenish the energy of this pirate world by themselves. In this way, the entire pirate world can return to a very balanced state. So Xia En threw a few thunderballs at them. Then 5 elders and Gellinger pulled out all the stops. They sent out colorful energy clusters and rushed towards Xia En. Xia En felt that their energy was also very powerful. Therefore, not daring to neglect them easily, Xia En fought with them for hundreds of rounds. Seeing that the energy of 5 elders and Gellinger is getting darker and darker, Xia En thinks this is a good time. Their energy is getting darker and darker, indicating that their energy is not enough. And 5 elders Gellinger's own physical condition is also very weak. They have exerted such a great energy, and they are also very surprised to see Xia En is still so powerful. I didn't expect this Xia En to suffer such a big injury, and still have so many powerful energy mountains. Chapter 161 Feel admired. Advertise here. In this way, they also feel admiration from the bottom of their hearts. No wonder the pirate world said that Xia En has very powerful energy. But they don't want to let their ideals be shattered, if their ideals are shattered now. So what difference does it make if you are still alive, you will become a walking dead. A walking corpse without a mind or a soul, they feel that they must use all their history. Even paying the price of 960 inches, own life is worth it. They must complete this matter steadily, even if a strong opponent is like Xia En. They won't get cold feet either, because they know what they want. Xia En also used her thunder light wave to charge towards them. I saw a huge blue light wave rushing towards 5 elders and Gellinger in the sky. 5 elders and Gellinger also used all their strength to fight against the wave of light. 5 elders countered that light wave with yellow flame balls, Gellinger with blue powers. I saw that the ocean next to it has been erected, and all the sea water in the ocean. Gellinger also directed the sea water to rush towards the blue light wave with his hands. The strength of the two of them and Xia En's thunder wave attack together also disappeared. Because Xia En knows that the One Piece world must be balanced, if it is not balanced, it will cause a lot of noise. The power of this power makes it impossible for other creatures to survive. Therefore, Gellinger also considered the creatures in the surrounding pirate world when Xia En used energy. Then it also uses the energy that contains everything else in its own energy. But when Xia En uses this kind of strength, she will also spend a little more energy. They will definitely be wiped out. His thoughts are very dangerous now. Xia En feels that he must deal with Frieza well. With these few people mixed in, this situation is very troublesome. Xia En has to kill the grass and roots until now. It is also impossible to resist so many powerful people alone. Xia En feels that she must have such a plan. But I don't think I have anything out of the ordinary, and I don't want to destroy Pirate World. Then there will be endless troubles, and their energy will become more and more powerful. At that time, no matter how powerful Xia En is, clean up all the people and things that are not good for Pirate World and yourself, if you don't clean up. Let the whole pirate world be destroyed to help his dream. Frieza's heart has been completely demonized. But they know that Xia En still has powerful mana, so they dare not take it lightly, said 4.55 elders. Unexpectedly, Frieza would rather do it for his own sake. Just like fighting Frieza last time, Xia En still vividly remembers what he did. Your power is very strong now, we just went through this big struggle. But between Frieza and Xia En, there are 5 elders and Gellinger. You still have such a strong energy, we are exhausted. At that time, the creatures of Pirate World and the mountains, rivers and trees of the entire Pirate World will be destroyed. Xia En, I know you are very powerful, but can you give us a way to survive? That was really a terrible thing. Xia En wanted to clean them up properly. How to deal with One Piece World well, and then destroy it, if you accidentally fail. Chapter 162 Obtaining Mana. Advertise here. Because I know that the world of pirates is also the world I once lived in. I feel very dear to this world. Hearing what he said, Xia En felt relieved. I feel that as long as this person is not harmful to Pirate World, then he can negotiate terms with 5 elders and Gellinger. If they are still obsessed with wanting to destroy the world of pirates, then Xia En will definitely give them a good look, and ask them to disappear forever. 5 elders said. Actually, I don't have any other thoughts, Gellinger and I just want to realize our ideals. And can get a certain mana. Quote, 12 Gellinger and the 5 elders would be even better. But Gellinger didn't want to destroy the One Piece world, Frieza wanted to be able to defeat Xia En. I would rather destroy the pirate world, but fortunately, it was the living beings in the pirate world and Xia En who tried hard to persuade them. It was Frieza who let this matter go. If he hadn't persuaded him at the time, it's not certain what would happen now. Xia En thinks that this Frieza is really abominable, it must be a ticking time bomb if he stays. From time to time, it will cause some troubles to Xia En. Xia En thinks that this matter still needs to be prepared for a while, if not well prepared. If Frieza makes a comeback one day, it will be particularly troublesome, said Frieza, Tianzheng. These things you do, as long as they are good for One Piece world. It doesn't matter if you like me or not, if you hate me. You can say that if I make any mistakes, I will try my best to correct them. Five elders also felt that Xia En was a very good person when they heard Xia En say this. Because what Xia En did was not as abominable as they imagined, they just met and didn't talk at ordinary times. It's not the whole life and death look, that would be too shameless. Besides, they are very friendly friends now, if they have any difficulties. Xia En will definitely help, they said it after thinking about it. Xia En, you are actually a very good person, you know. Why do we do this? Because we have to do this, we have our own difficulties. Because we want to improve our mana, we must take this path. We actually don't want to destroy our relationship with you, but this matter must be done. If we don't do this, then we will have nowhere to go, and we don't know what to do. We don't want to be so weak, if so, we don't know when disaster will come. Or what should we do if we are terminated one day when we are cultivating? 617 Xia En heard him say this, and felt that his worry was justified. So Xia En said to him. Actually, I can also consider this matter, we must work together. If we don't work together, then this pirate world may be destroyed by people with ulterior motives. Five elders and Gaelinger also know that Xia En really likes this pirate world. If there is no Xia En, this pirate world will probably be destroyed by Frieza. They also really hate Frieza's approach. So five elders and Gaelinger did not choose to cooperate with Frieza. Chapter 163 100 Flowers Bloom. Advertise here. Even if they have problems with Xia En again, they would not choose to cooperate with Frieza, so Gaelinger said to Xia En. Xia En, let me tell you. I will help One Piece world well. But you also want me to get something, if nothing. My life here is also very difficult. Xia En heard what Gaelinger said. I also feel that I should discuss this matter with Gaelinger and Frieza. Alas, Xia En thought of it a long time ago, he felt that this pirate world must be full of flowers. He feels that a person lives a good life alone, and then has a lot of reputation. Such words are a bit too selfish, Xia En said to Gaelinger and Frieza. Actually, I can also feel your pressure. I just fought against you. But I think you are still very kind people, you are not the kind who are for your own interests. Then the kind of people who would rather let pirate world be eliminated, you and Frieza are different in nature. Frieza, it is pure bad. You do have a good character. Quote. Gaelinger and five elders were also very happy to hear Xia En's words. So Gaelinger and five elders said to Xia En. Xia En, don't worry, as long as we are here, we will definitely help you protect pirate world. Although our strength is insignificant, we must do our best to maintain the peace of the pirate world. Quote. Xia En was very happy to hear him say this. One Xia En said to them. Thank you for your willingness to protect this pirate world with me, thank you for your hard work. I now have to replenish Frieza's energy from taking a bath. So please go and eat some food first, the creatures in the pirate world have prepared all the food. There are fruits and vegetables in it, you can eat whatever you like. I'll give him the energy of this pirate world. Quote. So five elders and Gaelinger agreed to be a guest, and when they were leaving, five elders and Gaelinger asked. I didn't expect Xia En to have such a trick, it is really very powerful. Unexpectedly, they were willing to use their own energy to fill the energy of pirate world. Don't worry, pirate world can be filled by myself. They are also very envious of Xia En's ability. Then you will consume a lot of energy, isn't it farther away from your ideal? So they followed Xia En's words. So Xia En spoke to them. Also knew that he was in complete control of the situation. Visited Xia En's home. Xia En was also very moved when she heard what they said. Xia En, do we need to help? If you want to use ours, just tell us. It means that I store energy for this pirate world, and it won't just disappear out of thin air. Rather than consume. They also felt relieved when they heard Xia En say that. It will return to my body after a period of time, so my energy is just to restore righteousness. I can fill up the energy of this pirate world by myself, if you fill it up again. But after I restore this energy, my energy will slowly recover after a while. You're welcome, we need to properly maintain pirate world now. If you want energy, you need us. As long as pirate world exists, then my energy of Li Jiao will come back. Chapter 164 Convinced. Advertise here. There are creatures there who have already prepared the fruits, and they are very enthusiastic when they see these people. I also feel very ashamed, because they just wanted to get rid of Xia En while Xia En is sick. I didn't expect that they would still treat me like this, it really made me slip through a crack in the ground. But they have been here for a long time, and they have some experience, so they didn't lose their composure too much. So they said to these creatures. Thank you for preparing this thing for us, we are very satisfied. I didn't expect your Xia En to be so powerful, we are so impressed. Next time we will never dare to challenge him again. Quote. When these creatures heard what they said, they also smiled at them and said 840. You guys don't know, but our Xia En still has a lot to offer. But he didn't need much physical strength to fight this time. You see, he is now using his mana to restore the energy of Pirate World, it's like a joke. We all admire him very much, let alone a pirate world. Even the 10 One Piece worlds, I guess Xia En will make up for it. Quote. They heard that Xia En had a high evaluation, and they also felt that this Xia En was really amazing. Although Xia En is younger than them, this Xia En is really powerful. He is really like the waves behind the Yangtze River pushing forward the waves ahead, and he has a very high character and a very broad mind. This is the place they envy the most, and they think Xia En is really a good person. What they did before was wrong to blame Xia En, and it may be their vanity. If they didn't have the pride of Manos Grande, then they certainly wouldn't be hostile to Xia En. Well now, Xia En treats them like this, they are also very happy. After a while, Xia En came back and said, the energy of this pirate world is really great. I have now spent a large part of my energy repairing this pirate world. Quote. These people were also very surprised to see that Xia En's expression was still the same as usual. BCBE, I didn't expect Xia En to fill up the energy of the entire pirate world. And he himself is still so radiant and so imposing, which is really surprising. These creatures said to Xia En, are you tired? Is the energy in this pirate world good enough? Xia En smiled at them, nodded and said, if One Piece world is easy to love, then many people will love this One Piece world. In fact, the energy of One Piece world is really difficult to replenish, because it requires huge energy. Now I have transferred this energy to pirate world. So your pirate world will be stable, we should protect this pirate world well. Frieza now wants to absorb the energy of this pirate world, but it is impossible. No matter it is Frieza, no one else can absorb the energy base of this sea world. I have already sealed the seal on pirate world, unless someone breaks that seal. But this is almost impossible. Xia En finished this sentence. Including the 5 elders and Gellinger were all very happy, the people were all cheering. They know that their world will not be destroyed at last, and they can live here with peace of mind. Chapter 165 Very happy. Advertise here. So they were all very happy, and then some creatures saluted Xia En with wine glasses. Xia En, thank you, without you, I don't know if we can survive in the world. This pirate world is my heart, my root. I'm not going away. Even if it is destroyed, I will live and die with it, if there is anything. Please take care of pirate world, after all, we are all people who have lived in pirate world. Quote. Xia En was also thoughtful when he heard him say this, and then said happily. What's the matter? Let me tell you that this pirate world means a lot to me. I grew up in it, how can I bear to see it disappear? This is just too scary, and if I don't have Frieza, this pirate world will be unbreakable. Anyway, no one can make plans for One Piece world in the future. Quote. They all felt that what Xia En did was really great, and Xia En was also very happy. Now they can live happily in pirate world again. The creatures of One Piece world are also very grateful to Xia En, they know if there is no Xia En. They don't have what Xia En did today, which is a great thing for them. They are also willing to live a happy life under the leadership of Xia En, so they express their gratitude to Xia En. Xia En, we are very grateful to you, we know if you are not here. This pirate world will definitely be destroyed by Frieza, you use all your strength to deal with Frieza. This touched us very much, we know you are a great hero. We also know that you are indifferent to fame and wealth, and you will not take anything we give you. But you must take our thanks, where would I be without you? I don't even know what I will do. We want to thank you for this matter. You must not refuse. Xia En was also very happy to hear what they said. I didn't expect them to thank me like this, but I did pay a painful price. But Xia En thinks it's all worth it, as long as these creatures live happily and have fun. So Xia En said to them. Don't worry, I know you must have a lot of things to do. Ask for flowers. But if you want to thank me, you must be simple and not too extravagant. I don't like that either. Xia En had dinner with 5 elders and Gellinger. The whole atmosphere is very lively, and they are also very happy to have such an opportunity to eat together. And they got to know each other more deeply. Frieza also felt very angry when he returned home. 0. Unexpectedly, this Xia En is still so powerful, one of his arms has already been broken by his hands. Then I suffered such a big loss under his hands, it was really unbearable. He is really not Xia En's opponent, but Frieza also feels that he has absorbed the energy of One Piece world. I can still fight Xia En for another 300 rounds, either you die or I live. Frieza felt that Xia En must disappear in front of him. Then Frieza would be satisfied, so Frieza also figured out how to deal with Xia En. Frieza felt that his own strength would definitely not be able to deal with Xia En. There must be someone who is willing to help yourself. Chapter 166 Dealing with Xia En. Advertise here. In that way, Frieza can use his strength to deal with Xia En, but who can help Frieza? Frieza thought about it and didn't know who could help him, so Frieza came up with another ghost idea. If you don't find someone and let him help yourself like this. Isn't it easier to create Xia En by yourself? Although Xia En is very powerful. But he couldn't stand the crowd of 927. Frieza suddenly thought of a person, and this person was also very powerful. Frieza felt that if this person could help him, then it is possible for me to defeat Xia En and eliminate Xia En. This person is the giant admiral. 3 Admiral is very powerful, and he became famous when he was young. And the 3 admirals are getting more and more powerful now, their kung fu is getting higher and higher, and their magic power is getting stronger and stronger. Frieza thought that he was really the best candidate for him to work with, so Frieza wrote a letter to the 3 admirals. The content of the letter is to hope to cooperate with the 3 admirals, and to admire the reputation and force of the 3 admirals. He hoped that the 3 admirals could cooperate with him. 3 Admiral hesitated when he saw Frieza's letter. But I don't know what medicine is sold in Frieza's gourd. Frieza made an appointment with the 3 admirals in the letter, and the 3 admirals saw Frieza at the appointed time. I don't know what Frieza wants to do, but the 3 admirals are free now. In addition to practicing mana every day, I just think about what to do, which is actually quite boring. Since someone invited me, let's see what's going on. If it's a good thing, you can help. If it's a bad thing, then you can directly refuse. 3 Admiral made up his mind and planned to throw it away according to the agreed time. Time flies, and the agreed time will come soon. So the 3 admirals were ready to go to the place agreed by Frieza, when the 3 admirals arrived at the place. Frieza was already there, and he saw Frieza waiting for him with a smile on his face. And I have prepared some specialties and food, and I am waiting for the 3 admirals to eat together. 3 admirals also felt some sincerity when he saw his hard work, so 3 admirals said to Frieza. Frieza, what exactly was that thing you told me earlier? You didn't say anything specifically in your letter, and I don't know what I should do. Quote. Frieza laughed when he heard him say that, and Frieza was also thinking about how to tell San Admiral. It should be more tactful. If the words are too direct, then San Admiral will definitely refuse. Frieza felt that he should think about a way, how to get the 3 admirals into the circle. So Frieza thought about it, and then 3 admirals ate something first. After a while Frieza thought of an idea, so Frieza told him. Actually, this matter is really painful. San Admiral, what are you pursuing now? 3.3 Admiral has already achieved fame, and he no longer pursues anything, so 3.3 Admiral said to Frieza. I just want to live a leisurely young life now. Frieza saw that Admiral was so unprogressive, and felt that he was a little indifferent to fame and fortune. But Frieza couldn't let the 3 admirals know his purpose and plan, so he said to the 3 admirals. 3 Admiral, let me tell you that you still have one thing to work on. Chapter 167. Advertise here. This matter is very important. 3 Admiral thinks about it, and indeed he has one thing, that is, he wants to arrange for one of his juniors. Because this junior is relatively lively by nature, he has not accomplished anything yet. San Admiral has a very good relationship with this junior, and San Admiral often takes care of the junior. He felt that his younger brother was like his own younger brother, if he improved his life. Then I will be very happy, but San Admiral is more of a loner. He likes to live the life of idle clouds and wild cranes, so he knows relatively few contacts. Although it is said that he is famous, but not many people come to invite him. So 15. 3 Admiral feels that he still lacks care for his juniors. Now the younger brother is also living in his mansion. 3 Admiral said. I do have a matter, which is my junior brother's business, if you help my junior brother. You tell me, what should I do? I can do whatever I want. Quote. Frieza also felt that it was very feasible when he heard San Admiral say this, and he felt that this matter was inevitable. So Frieza said to the 3 admirals. As long as you help me with one thing, then your junior brother's affairs will not be a problem. I will definitely help your junior brother. 3 Admiral believed Frieza after hearing what he said. Because he knew that Frieza also had certain abilities, so he asked Frieza. What do I need to do? If I have to do anything, I will try to do it. If I can't do it, I have to think about it. Quote. Frieza said immediately. You must be able to do this, I think only you can do this. No one else can do it, so I trust you very much. Quote. Frieza said swearingly that the 3 admirals also felt that Frieza was a confidant of him after hearing what he said. He actually understood himself like this, which also made San Admiral very happy. And the 3 admirals want to achieve their own interests, if their own interests cannot be achieved. Then San Admiral would definitely not want to step out of that right and wrong place again, San Admiral said to Frieza. Tell me what's going on. How would I know if you didn't talk to me? So Frieza smiled slightly, and said to the 3 admirals. 3 Admiral, do you know Xia En? He also nodded and said. I have heard a little bit about this person. I heard others say that he is good. Is he really good? Hearing what he said, Frieza snorted and said. Okay, what's so good about him? Let me tell you, I hate him the most, we should eliminate him. 3 Admiral asked in bewilderment. Why did we eliminate him? Did he do you any harm? Frieza said. There are many disadvantages. For example, he prevented me from getting Pirate World. This is really a very scary thing. When 3 Admiral heard what he said, he also felt that Frieza wanted to get Pirate World. But after all, Frieza promised to give him the benefits, and the benefits are all acceptable to him. And he can't do these things himself, so Frieza can give this benefit to himself. Then the three admirals are also willing to work with Frieza, so the three admirals said to Frieza. Very well, then, I promise you. But don't go too far. Chapter 168 already promised. Advertise here. The five elders have promised Xia En to monitor Frieza's movements. Because they knew that Frieza would definitely make trouble again, so five elders said to Xia En before. Don't worry, I will definitely watch over that Frieza. See what he can do, I must help you. Come get news from Frieza. Quote. Xia En is also very grateful for saying to him. Then this arduous task will be entrusted to you, thank you for your hard work. Five elders shook his head. It's not hard work, it's not hard work, I want to help One Piece world and do my best. This is my wish, so I can gain a foothold in pirate world. Alas, this matter is also very sad. But Frieza, I also want to see what he is going to do. Quote. So Frieza's whereabouts were clearly seen by the five elders. The five elders knew about this and they all told Xia En. Xia En was also very scared when she heard that Frieza was going to join forces with the three admirals. Because of the reputation of the three admirals, Jean has also heard of it. He also knew that Admiral was a very powerful person, so they discussed what to do. Three Admiral wants to join forces with Frieza, this is not a simple matter. If other people join forces, then Xia En will pass with a smile. But now what five elders said really shocked Xia En. Frieza and the three admirals work together, then Xia En's enemies will be even stronger. So Xia En said to five elders with a grateful smile. Five elders, thank you for inquiring such important news, I have to think about countermeasures. I have to stop them. So the five elders went down. Xia En thought about how to prevent the three admirals and Frieza from uniting. So Xia En always thought about it all night, but she didn't think about it, so it was dark, and Xia En went to bed. The next day, Xia En thought that since Frieza was in naval headquarters, she would go to his place to have a look. See what Frieza is going to do, now three admirals are not with Frieza. The three admirals promised him and went back, they were going to attack themselves together. Then I will never give Frieza this time, Xia En said to five elders after a while. I'm going to naval headquarters, five elders said to Xia En when they heard Xia En say this. Quote. That naval headquarters is now in Frieza, and he's got a lot of prestige. I'm afraid that you are in danger in the past, so think of other ways, said Xia En. I have to go up the mountain of swords and down into the sea of fire. As the saying goes, if you don't go into the tiger's den, you won't catch the tiger's cubs. If I don't go, will I still get benefits? If I don't go, I will just sit here and wait to die. That is also impossible. Thinking about it, five elders felt that what Xia En said was very true. If Xia En doesn't go, then Xia En will lose a lot if she wins. So five elders said to Xia En. Xia En, I'll go with you. How dare you, this world of pirates still needs people to watch. Five elders said to Xia En. Me and Gellinger are very good friends, and we have a spell. For example, if I encounter danger, he and Neng can come to me immediately. So let him help the creatures of pirate world to protect them in pirate world. Chapter 169 I'm sorry. Advertise here. Xia En felt relieved when he heard that, so she nodded and said. Okay then, I'll trouble you again, you were the one to inquire about the news before. Now I still need you to come with me, it is really very hard. Quote. Five elders also nodded and smiled when they heard Xia En say this. Xia En, what are you talking about? We are all good brothers, so what's the matter? It was you who persuaded me to let go of those distracting thoughts that should be let go, but now I let go. So I'm very happy right now. Xia En said to him. Maybe you haven't really let go yet. When Xia En said this, he hit five elders right in the heart. Five elders said. Isn't that right? Now I really haven't let go of my true desire, but I will try my best to change. 050. If I don't change, then I will go to a place where there is no redemption. I am very happy and very good now. I am very satisfied with my life now. Quote. When Xia En heard five elders say this, she also nodded and said to him. Five elders, we will pass by after a while, you must be well. Don't get hurt, if you want to get hurt, then I will be very ashamed. I know that you are a very good person, and I feel a little ashamed when I treated you that way before. So you must take your own safety into consideration, if anything BFAG happens. Don't look after me, look after yourself, because I won't be defeated by them. My biggest concern right now is your safety. Quote. Five elders was also very moved to hear that Xia En was worried about her safety. I didn't expect that since Xia En was so worried about herself, going to naval headquarters was indeed a dangerous thing. But they don't have much choice now but to go to naval headquarters. So they are also desperate and have to go to naval headquarters. Xia En and five elders discussed one thing, and they also felt that they should go to naval headquarters. They will feel at ease when they get there, seeing how powerful Frieza is. So Xia En said to five elders. Let's go tomorrow. Five elders nodded. Tomorrow is a good time and we are safe and sound. Besides, your energy has recovered a lot, and we will be safe when we go tomorrow. Quote. Xia En nodded and said. Because if we go tomorrow, I think it's a good time, if we go later. I'm afraid I'll have long nights and dreams. 5 elders nodded and thought what Xia En said was quite correct. If he doesn't consider this, then once Frieza's power expands, things will be difficult. So they figured out how to go to naval headquarters. They discussed a plan in secret, said. Frieza certainly didn't realize we were coming, they must have been off guard. So at this time, they must be caught off guard. If we go at this time, we will upset their position, and then we will get what we want. 5 elders also felt that Xia En's method was very good, so they fell asleep. Waiting for tomorrow to come, the next day will come. They felt that they should tell the creatures of Pirate World about this plan. So they called the pirate creature over, and Gaglin also called over. When everyone is here, he said to the pirate creature. Chapter 170 to Naval Headquarters. Advertise here. We're going to do something really big, going to Naval Headquarters. Naval Headquarters. These people were very surprised. I didn't expect you to go to Naval Headquarters, this place is not good. That's Frieza's territory, isn't the place you went to a tiger's mouth. Xia En also said to them when she heard that they cared about her so much. Actually, we have nothing to do with each other, don't you all know my magic power? Could it be that Frieza can subdue me, even if it is full of Frieza's contacts, I am not afraid. Quote. They couldn't say anything when they heard Xia En say this, because they also believed in Xia En's power very much. If Xia En can break through the tight encirclement, they believe it very much, so Xia En said to them again. I am most worried about you, as long as you are well, then I will be well. You must take good care of yourselves. If I am not around, you must listen to Guy Green. Zhe Jelin's energy is also very powerful, you must respect Zhe Jelin. Zhe Green was also very excited when he heard Xia En say this about himself. I didn't expect Xia En to value herself so much, she must do this task perfectly. As long as the task of taking care of One Piece world is completed satisfactorily, then Xia En's kindness can be repaid. Xia En is his bowl, and after Xia En finishes talking about these things, he will tell them. We're going to naval headquarters today, so don't worry about my safety. I am most worried about you, I am afraid that you are being harassed by other people in this place. But if Zhe Green is here, this kind of thing should not happen. I believe in Zhe Green's ability. When they heard Xia En say this, they also felt that this matter must be done. If not, then Frieza will also cooperate with San Admiral. If they cooperate, they will do more harm to Xia En. They might as well send Xia En to naval headquarters so they can still get a head start. So they also agreed that Xia En and 5 elders went to naval headquarters, and they all said to them like Xia En. Xia En must be careful, the road is very hard, even if the road is not hard. Asking for flowers. The people of naval headquarters are not easy to mess with, and we also know the virtues of the people of naval headquarters. Their appearance is very cunning, don't trust them easily. Don't easily believe what they say. Quote. Xia En nodded and told them when she heard what they said. Point 0. You guys have to listen to Gaglin, if there's anything to it. You and Gaglin said the same thing. Guy Green is the same as me, you must remember. After Xia En finished speaking, tears flowed down my face. Because he knew that he had established a relationship with the creatures in the underwater world. But for the underwater world, he also had to go to naval headquarters. Because Frieza is in there, if Frieza has any idea. It is very dangerous for One Piece world, wait until Xia En and 5 elders arrive at naval headquarters. There was a gatekeeper watching from the front, and it was very strange to see Xia En and 5 elders. This naval headquarters is empty at other times. Chapter 171 Very strange. Advertise here. Who are they and what is their purpose here? Is there anything going on here? Could it be the people sent by the 3 admirals? They are also very strange. I don't know what they want to do, Xia En also said when he saw these guards. Let me go in and have a look, Frieza is my old friend for many years. Since you and Frieza have been good friends for many years, please tell us your name. 273, we have to report to the higher authorities, if you don't tell me your name. Frieza will be very angry if he finds out, and they will blame us. We also eat under his hands. If we do something we shouldn't do or do something wrong. But life is not good. Xia En also said to them when she heard them say this. My name is Xia En, you tell Frieza that I have something to do with him. So the guard went inside to notify, and when he came out, Xia En and 5 elders looked inside. This person is not Frieza, but a general here, so they said to the general. Why are you? Why not Frieza? The general said to them. How did Frieza come out? How can you use a sledgehammer to kill a chicken? Now Frieza is busy with everything. Can I make him worry about these little things? So we have to share Frieza's worries. If Frieza has something to worry about, it's not worth the loss. Now naval headquarters depends on Frieza for everything. Quote. When Xia En heard what they said, he also knew that Frieza knew he was coming, so he said to the general. I know Frieza sent you out to deal with me, but I don't want to talk about these things with you. I have to tell Frieza, if you don't inform me. Don't blame me for being ruthless. The general wanted to claim credit when he heard what Xia En said. And give Xia En a blow, said to Xia En. Xia En, where do you think this is? This is naval headquarters, you are playing wild here. Aren't you afraid that I'll take care of you? Xia En also found it funny when he heard him say that. Unexpectedly, this general dared to mock him, so Xia En said to him, "You'd better make way for me, otherwise you will have good fruit to eat." When the general heard what Xia En said, he also felt that he should give Xia En some good fruits. And there is Frieza behind the general. Frieza is in naval headquarters, what is he afraid of? If he was in any danger, Frieza would definitely come forward. So the general said to Xia En even more unscrupulously. "Xia En, don't think that other people respect you, but I don't have such a good impression of you. Can you compare with our Frieza? Our Frieza is very powerful. If you were really powerful, how could you be seriously injured by Frieza? General Frieza is really powerful, please don't make trouble for General Frieza anymore." 2.3. It's really not easy for him, and you people are always looking for troubles for others when you have nothing to do. You guys really need to practice hard. Seeing that they are capable of cultivating, you come here to make trouble on purpose. What a shame. Quote. Xia En heard that the general turned right and wrong like this. He also felt that it was too much. Xia En said to him, "Close that mouth of yours." Chapter 172 True Strength. Advertise here. I tell you, don't talk about you. Even your Frieza, I am not afraid, what are you? You are just one of his minions, and I am not afraid of you anymore, so don't be arrogant. Let me let you know what real strength is. So Xia En resorted to a thunderous electric shock. Just beat that general thousands of miles away, and the general was beaten for a while. It also fell to the ground, and when he looked up he was no longer in naval headquarters. He looked at the place and felt that this place was very strange. Could it be that after leaving the world of One Piece, I didn't expect Xia En to be so powerful at 16? But the general hurried back, he didn't know if Frieza needed his help now. If Frieza needed his help now, he didn't arrive in time. Then he will be angry, and the general will quickly use his energy to fly to naval headquarters. It still takes a certain amount of time, if not a certain amount of time. Then they will feel very powerless. And Frieza was also very calm. He must have heard the bang, but Frieza just wouldn't come out. Frieza knew that Xia En was looking for him outside, and Frieza also weighed Xia En's strength. So Frieza continued to remain silent, regardless of these things. After Xia En beat the general out, he also waited there to see when Frieza would come out. He waited until the generals came out, which also surprised Xia En. Frieza was so calm. "Frieza, you really are a coward," they said to Frieza. "Frieza, what kind of man are you hiding in there? If you have the ability, come out to me quickly. If you don't have the ability, then we won't care about these things of yours anymore. Frieza, we won't let you realize your ideas. Your idea is simply too horrible, we will not allow you to bring this evil idea to life." Quote. Frieza was helpless when he heard what they said, and the general heard Xia En talking like this. He also didn't dare to say anything more, because Xia En just beat himself so far. It took me a lot of effort to fly back, and my energy was almost exhausted. But the general still mustered up the courage to say to Xia En, "You should hurry back now, our Frieza has no time to see you. He is very busy." 5 elders heard their conversation and wanted to help Xia En. After all, if you don't speak, you can't play a certain role. So he said to the general, "You are very powerful, and your generals are so powerful that they dare not even show up. $73. This is really very funny, let me tell you, Xia En is here now, I am 5 elders. Don't know yet." Quote. Some of these naval headquarters people also know 5 elders, and they also know that 5 elders has a strong power zone. They dare not easily confront the 5 elders, and some people have a very good relationship with the 5 elders. Then he secretly said to 5 elders, "Come here, let's come in together." Then the general could only watch them go in helplessly. Xia En saw that 5 elders actually knew people here, no wonder 5 elders wanted to come to naval headquarters with her. Chapter 173 Very Powerful. Advertise here. It turned out that 5 elders knew so many people, so Xia En praised 5 elders. 5 elders, it has to be you, you are really amazing, you know so many people. If it were me, I wouldn't know so many people, and I would still be rejected by them. Quote. 5 elders said to Xia En, "Oh, how can you be rejected? As long as you exert your strength, no one will open the door for you." Xia En also nodded after hearing what 5 elders said, expressing her appreciation to 5 elders. These things 5 elders did was also to let Xia En know that they are in this naval headquarters. I was able to get what I wanted, so Xia En entered naval headquarters openly. None of them dared to stop Xia En, because Xia En's strength is really too strong. If they wanted to catch Xia En, it would be their own death. So Xia En said to them, "You still have some eyesight, if you are still here to stop me, then I will kill you without leaving a piece of armor." They were also very scared when they heard Xia En say this. They were already trembling all over, because they knew how powerful Xia En was. They also know that their General Frieza was defeated by Xia En. The power of General Frieza, and they are already very scared. I didn't expect Xia En to have such a powerful power, and they were also in awe of Xia En. Xia En saw that there are many treasures in naval headquarters, and also felt that these treasures should be given to those who need them. Xia En thought of the 5 elders telling herself that they wanted those treasures. He also felt that he should give 5 elders some treasures, so he said to 5 elders. Have you seen it? These treasures. 5 elders nodded. I see. Frieza probably snatched these. Xia En said. This is the treasure of the pirate world, why should he grab it? I told you 5 elders, I will give you all these treasures. Quote. The guard next to him dared not speak out when he saw Xia En saying this. Because they dare not express any anger in front of Xia En, if they express any dissatisfaction. Then Xia En can kill them with one move. Xia En is really very powerful. They had no choice but to tell Frieza all about it. Frieza heard that Xia En actually claimed his treasure to the 5 elders. I was also very angry, I didn't expect this Xia En to be such a nosy person. Why did he give all his treasures to others? This made Frieza feel more and more that this Xia En is not a good person at all. So Frieza said angrily, quote. This Xia En actually did something so despicable, let alone. The treasures of my naval headquarters are not his, how can he buy them for others if he gives them to others? This is really something that makes the world ridicule, so Frieza thought and wanted to say it. Besides, these treasures are mine anyway, if you promised give someone else, you have to let me know. Don't tell me I don't know anything, so you just give it to others for nothing. The more Frieza thought about it, the angrier he became. But Frieza has nothing to do now, because Xia En has entered naval headquarters. It means that Xia En's physical strength is recovering very well now. Frieza has learned how powerful Xia En is. Although I have absorbed the power of pirate world. But Frieza still thinks Xia En's power is very terrifying. Chapter 174 Act rashly. Advertise here. Frieza has no way to stop Xia En now. But Frieza felt that he must clean up Xia En properly. It seems that this Xia En still has high abilities, so she can't act rashly. And Frieza knew that if Xia En was allowed to use such energy, he may or may not be Xia En's opponent, so Frieza quickly appeared in front of Xia En. He saw Xia En, and Xia En also saw Frieza. It was Yuanjialujai, so Xia En said to Frieza. You really came out, don't you have a lot of things to do? You are so busy. Frieza also said to Xia En with a slight smile when he heard Xia En say this. Xia En, the battle you fought against me before 860, did your injury heal? If your injury is healed, it is really terrible, I am not as good as you. Quote. When Xia En heard Frieza say this, she also nodded and smiled. If my injury wasn't good, then I was too vulnerable. I need to trouble you to care about this matter, thank you very much, but you don't really care about me. Quote. Frieza was furious when he saw Xia En gave all his treasures to the 5 elders. Unexpectedly, this Xia En is really too much, and she actually decides on her own. He gave all his treasures to 5 elders, and at the same time, Frieza also saw the lies in naval headquarters' hearts. They are very nervous now, they don't know if Frieza will be able to defeat Xia En. In other words, today may be their last battle, and there will be no more Frieza in the future. They are also indecisive now, restless, and don't know who to rely on. If you surrender to Frieza, you will definitely offend Xia En. If you offend Xia En, then they can't eat and walk around, and they don't want to show it now. Because Frieza's strength is also very strong, if it is shown, then they won't get any benefits, and the situation they are in now is very difficult before. It will be very difficult in the future, so they are in a dilemma. Frieza could see their mood, and wanted to tell them about this matter. Because this matter is not a joke, if the people in naval headquarters think that Frieza is not good, then Frieza will definitely lose some power. Although Frieza already has very strong energy now. But Frieza still needs their help and support. Without their help and support, he would be alone. No matter how good he is, he may not be Xia En's opponent. Xia En has now gained the trust of the creatures of One Piece world. And Xia En is now a hit. So Frieza wanted to stabilize the people in naval headquarters, and Frieza saw that they were flustered. I also want to cheer them up. What are you afraid of? Isn't it a Xia En? What are you afraid of? I really have never seen the world, how many times I have fought with Xia En, am I so inferior to him? Besides, he didn't do anything to me. If you don't believe me, take a look, I'm fine now. These people are really good to see Frieza, and Frieza is also very healthy. They also admire Frieza very much. Chapter 175 Master Fight. Advertise here. I didn't expect to fight against a master like Xia En. Unexpectedly, it was still unscathed, although Frieza's own arm also fell. But after Frieza finished that fight, he managed to get his arm back. But I don't know if the arm will be intact this time, because the arm is round and connected afterward. It's definitely not as good as the original one. Frieza also thinks about it. Let's take a look at it now. If the arm falls off again, then, find a way to connect it again. Frieza now sees that these people are panicked and want to betray him. Frieza also couldn't tolerate this kind of thing, so he asked the naval headquarters person. Who is better between me and Xia En? When this question was raised, everyone in naval headquarters panicked. They don't want to answer the question, it's like asking a boy. Your mother and I fell into the water. Who do you save first? This is a century-old problem. It's really hard to answer, but they don't know how to answer. Frieza really drove them to a corner. So they said. Frieza, We belong to naval headquarters. Originally this naval headquarters had its administrator. But he is not talented, so he let you in, so we don't know how to choose. Quote. Frieza heard their ambiguity and swayed here and there. It also made Frieza feel that this matter is difficult to handle, and their hearts are already shaking. Frieza wanted to use strong methods to make them calm down. If they are so restless again, then the time when they will suffer is still to come. Besides, Xia En is right in front of him now. Do I want to lose face in front of Xia En? This is no good. Xia En is so powerful, do I have to make him laugh at me all the time? How is this possible? So Frieza said to them. If you're going to say that again, it's not clear, then I'll let you know what's really not clear. It doesn't matter if my temper comes up, you guys know how powerful my energy is. If you offend me, I only need to use a black whirlwind, and you will know my strength. When they heard Frieza say this, they also felt that Frieza was very scary. Ask for flowers. If Frieza used his ultimate trick, they would definitely be wiped out. But Frieza's energy is really too strong, and Xia En is in front of him again. If Xia En is to be offended, what will they do after Xia En defeats Frieza? It's really hard to choose, if Xia En can't beat Frieza. If I offend Frieza, how can I work under Frieza in the future? Now they don't know what to do, they just want to settle this matter properly. Frieza is also very brooding about this matter, they are so uncertain. Now I have used strong means to take back their hearts. They are also devoted to Frieza, thinking that they have already surrendered to Frieza anyway. Even if Xia En wins, this is naval headquarters, Xia En will not be unreasonable. Then say you have to. After all, Xia En is a very kind person, if he offends Frieza V now. Chapter 176 Continue to ferment. Advertise here. Then I can't eat the good fruit in the future and walk around. Besides, Frieza is such a narrow-minded person. If you betray Frieza now, you will definitely suffer great trauma and trouble. They think that they would rather offend a gentleman than a villain. Now Frieza is right in front of him, so let's stay together with Frieza. They also felt that Xia En was not a person who killed innocent people indiscriminately, and his goal in 177 was only Frieza. What Frieza did was so excessive, they didn't want it to continue to ferment. After all, Frieza has absorbed the energy of One Piece world again. They also don't know how powerful Frieza is now, if Frieza is still very powerful. Then they will also think about how to flatter Frieza. Frieza looked contemptuously at the people at naval headquarters. I also feel that they are a soft persimmon and a grass on the wall, whichever side the wind blows is strong, they will fall to that side. Frieza felt that they were simply too hateful, and he must punish them, so Frieza said. You really choose the pros and cons, let me tell you, if I win. You won't get any good fruit to eat, you have to get it for me now. If you don't do it well, then I will let you know what it means to settle accounts after autumn. When the naval headquarters people heard Frieza speak like this, they also agreed to Frieza obsequiously. Because they know that if they don't follow Frieza's way, then they will definitely get a lot of bad results, and they have nothing to do. This game of luck must be fought under Frieza's nose. They actually don't want to have this war, they think it should be resolved peacefully. Otherwise their naval headquarters will be destroyed in the war. It was the last thing they wanted to happen, but that's what Frieza did now. It also made them very helpless. They felt that Frieza's actions were simply too much. But no one can stop Frieza, because not even Xia En can stop Frieza. Not to mention them, so they were ready to fight according to Frieza. Xia En sees that they are ready for battle. Then I won't easily let Frieza think he is weak. So Frieza used the black whirlwind to rush towards Xia En, and Xia En's hands glowed with the power of thunder. I saw the call of thunder, the sky was full of black clouds, and there was lightning in every cloud. Call Frieza's minions and Frieza. Frieza also wanted to clean up Xia En when he saw him use such a powerful move. He didn't want to lose the fight. So Frieza used his strongest power to attack Xia En. Xia En saw Frieza attacking herself like this, and people from naval headquarters also attacking herself. Xia En also felt that it was indeed Hu Luoping being bullied by the 1.6 dog, and they also had to think of a good way. But now I don't know what to do, so the Five Elders team said. So many of you beat the two of us, what does that mean? Besides, I haven't used any strength, if you attack us like this. It's also a bit unreasonable. Quote. Xia En was also very happy to hear Five Elders defending herself. Chapter 177 Justify Yourself. Advertise here. Unexpectedly, Five Elders actually defended himself in such a dangerous situation. Although Xia En is not afraid of Frieza, but Xia En is very happy to hear Five Elders defending himself. Unexpectedly, he would actually help himself like this, he almost had to fight Five Elders desperately before. Let the Five Elders take their own damage, without actually doing it at the time. Now Xia En still feels very ashamed if she really wants to do it. So Frieza heard Five Elders talk like this, and told him to. Don't meddle in this matter now, this matter is not something you can meddle in. This is a grievance between me and Xia En, if you want to stop this matter, then don't blame me for being cold-blooded and ruthless. Quote. So Frieza rushed towards Xia En and the Five Elders with all his strength. Xia En knew that this matter was also very terrifying, besides, Frieza now has the force area of Pirate World. The powerful energy that Frieza had before also made Xia En thrilling. So Xia En said to Frieza, Frieza, please stop, if you want to do this again, then don't blame me for being rude. Frieza smiled evilly, looked at Xia En and gave Xia En a white look and said, Xia En, do you think you are still as strong as before? You are much weaker now. Don't think that I don't know that you have replenished the energy of Pirate World. But I got the energy of Pirate World. So Xia En, you should stop talking about these useless things with me, I know I will be able to destroy you. Today next year will be your death day. Xia En heard Frieza say this. He also focused on dealing with Frieza. Then the people in the other marine troops rushed towards Xia En with all their strength. Xia En stood side by side with Frieza to prevent the naval headquarters from attacking him. It's really powerless to change this. I saw that some marines formed a huge energy ball and rushed towards Xia En. Xia En knew that she might be in danger. But Frieza is also attacking Xia En with the most powerful force now. Xia En is very busy now, and 5 elders saw that Xia En was so busy. He also wanted to stop the fight between Xia En and Frieza, so he said to Frieza. Frieza, why are you doing this? We all live in this world together. Can't we talk properly? We can play the piano and drink tea, isn't this a good life? I have to fight that you are mine. Frieza heard 5 elders say this. Also said with a slight smile to the 5 elders. 5 elders, can you not know? What did you say to Xia En for that fame and fortune before? 510 You think I don't know anything, you take me for a fool, don't I have any eyeliner? The 5 elders were also silent after hearing what Frieza said. But the 5 elders knew there was nothing else they could do to stop them from fighting. If they are fighting, the whole pirate world will suffer accordingly. Fortunately, Xia En will restore the energy of One Piece world. If Xia En doesn't restore the energy of One Piece world, then the world of sea is already crumbling. So 5 elders saw these marine troops come to attack Xia En. I also feel that what they do is a dirty trick. Chapter 178 Fall Down Heavy. Advertise here. So the 5 elders used their energy to disrupt their attack. But the combination of their energies is really powerful, and 5 elders can't do anything about it. So the 5 elders saw a ball of energy rushing towards Xia En. His heart was beating violently, if there was anything wrong with Xia En. So what about One Piece world? 5 elders rushed in front of that energy without even thinking about it. Seeing that this energy penetrated 5 elders suddenly lost consciousness. Then he fell down heavily, terrified Xia En. Xia En shouted quickly. 5 elders, what's wrong with you? The people in naval headquarters were also terrified. Unexpectedly, they were just playing around, and they are also very scared now. I don't know if Xia En will forgive himself in the future, and now he killed his friend. It was so scary that even Frieza was in shock and didn't know what to do. He also looked at 5 elders silently. Frieza also stood there thoughtfully for a while. Seeing that 5 elders had fallen, Xia En hurried over to save 5 elders. But 5 elders suffered too much damage. Xia En now uses her spiritual power to give 5 elders. But revolving heaven is exhausted. Xia En said to 5 elders. 5 elders, don't you still want gold, silver and jewelry? I gave you so many treasures just now. Don't you want it now? 5 elders also felt very warm when they saw how much Xia En cared about him. So 5 elders said to Xia En. Xia En, actually what I want is not these gold and silver jewelry, I just want everyone to care about me. Everyone knows my warmth, I want them to pay more attention to me, and I want to get their praise. I want to be friends with them, but I can't do anything now. I am really tired now. Xia En also told him when he heard him say this. 5 elders don't think stupid things, you don't sleep, you have to get up now. I'll get you out in a moment. 5 elders shook his head to Xia En and said weakly. Xia En, actually I don't have any other thoughts now, you tell Guy Green not to miss me. I know he will be very sad, you have to tell him we are best friends. Let's be best friends again in the next life. Quote. Xia En also felt very sad when she heard 5 elders say this, but she didn't expect 5 elders to be like this now. Still thinking about Guy Green. Guy Green is also restless now, not knowing what's going on there. So Guy Green hurried to naval headquarters, and here Xia En said to 5 elders. Single quote. Don't worry, 5 elders, you have to persevere. But 5 elders was breathing less and less. Finally the 5 elders said. Xia En, being friends with you is the happiest thing in my life, and Guy Green is my best friend. Are you Zhao? I really have no complaints about making this friend with him. He is a light in my life. Illuminate my lonely heart, please let him cherish his life and live on my behalf. Quote. Xia En cried when she heard 5 elders speak like this, and the tears had already dripped down on 5 elders. But 5 elders is unconscious now, and Frieza was also silent when he saw 5 elders like this. Because Frieza's current ability is also very weak. Chapter 179. Advertise here. He has spent a lot of time playing against Xia En. Now he is not Xia En's opponent, so Xia En saw Frieza and said. Frieza, you know now, you're happy now. I really think you are a very hateful person, I want to avenge the 5 elders, take it. Frieza fought with Xia En again, but at this time Xia En's energy was getting stronger and stronger. Frieza was overwhelmed, and Frieza didn't expect Xia En's energy to be so powerful. So Xia En wanted to attack Frieza with all her energy, and Frieza had been beaten to the point of vomiting blood by Xia En. But Frieza still has to fight Xia En with his previous ability. If he didn't fight against Xia En's 167, then he might have no hope of living. At this time, Jie Jelen also rushed over, and Jie Jelen saw that Xia En had died. Guy Green was really sad and cried on the ground. He said to the 5 elders. 5 elders, didn't you promise me that we will go to that seaside to see in the future? Don't you still have to cook for me? You said that your cooking skills are the best, and the whole pirate world is the best. How can you be so stupid? How can you be defeated by them? Isn't your energy the strongest? CBDF, but 5 elders couldn't answer anything Geglin said at this time. He looked at Frieza and said, you killed Frieza, and now I want to avenge the 5 elders. You are a sinner. Sejelen also used his most powerful energy to attack Frieza. Xia En also used her strongest thunder power to attack Frieza. Frieza thought that now that they had used such a powerful force, he should run away quickly. Otherwise, I will definitely die under the hands of the 2 of them, and a hero will not suffer immediate losses. So Frieza wanted to find an opening to escape. Gellinger knew that Frieza was killed, how could he let the people from Naval Headquarters stop it? Because Gellinger also knows, if there are no people from Naval Headquarters, 5 elders will not die here, so 5 elders said to them. I will definitely make you pay for the things you have done. When these Marines heard what they said, they also felt very scared. Afraid Gellinger would make himself pay something, if anything. Then he will definitely die tragically under Gellinger's hands. Besides, Gellinger also has the help of Xia En. This is really tricky. Xia En and Geringer are very good friends. Unexpectedly, they actually made such a mistake. Originally, the Marines just wanted to smoke Frieza to coax him. They didn't expect to make such a big mistake, and they were also very scared. Fearing that Gellinger would make trouble for himself, Gellinger said to them. You guys are responsible for the death of 5 elders. He was my best friend and we talked about everything. He was very lonely, he had suffered all his life and never had a happy life. I didn't expect you to be beaten by him. This is really unacceptable. I'm going to avenge the 5 elders, you all just wait. Marine was also very scared when he heard him speak like this. So Frieza ran away while Gellinger was going crazy, and Xia En had no time to take care of Frieza. Chapter 180 Heartbroken. Advertise here. Because Xia En was also heartbroken, he watched 5 elders being shot down. This made him very painful and sad. Xia En felt that she should comfort Gellinger. Because Geilinger is very sad now, Xia En said to Geilinger. Geilinger, do you know? 5 elders cares about you very much, he regards you as her best friend. He cares most about you. Gellinger was heartbroken when he heard Xia En say that to himself. With tears in his eyes, he knew that the 5 elders would never come back. The 5 elders who smiled at him when he saw him will never come back. 5 elders is a man who never smiles. But as long as he saw Gellinger, he would smile from the bottom of his heart. Gellinger also likes to see his smile very much, but now there is nothing. 5 elders would never smile with him again, 5 elders would never speak to him again. Gellinger is very attentive right now. Gellinger said to the 5 elders who lay quietly on the ground. 5 elders, look at me, have you really forgotten me? Didn't you say you want to be friends with me for life? Didn't you say that you would be here as soon as I called you? Why did you break your promise? Come and see me. Why are you doing this? Why are you abandoning me? Wake up, you fool. If you don't get up, then who do I ask to cook for me? Don't you say you want to be my nanny? You have all broken your promises, we all had such lofty ambitions at the time, why have you forgotten? Are you really willing to leave me? 5 elders remained silent. Gellinger was also very desperate to see the 5 elders like this, and he saw the Marines around him. And scolded them. It's your fault, if it wasn't for you, 5 elders wouldn't be like this, I want to avenge 5 elders. So Gellinger attacked these Marines, and Marines were also very afraid of Gellinger. Seeing their panic, Xia En also said to Geringer. Just put it down, the only one we really deal with is Frieza. They wouldn't have done it if Frieza hadn't made them choose, and it's all Frieza's fault. Geilinger also let go of his hands when he heard Xia En's words. He knew that the person he should take revenge the most was Frieza. Asking for flowers. Frieza has done so many bad things, he should avenge the 5 elders. Xia En said to Gellinger. Geilinger, you know what 5 elders said to you. He said you were his best friend. He will never forget you, and he knows that he may have to part with you. 0.0. But he really put you in his heart, he said that he will be best friends with you in the next life. Quote. Xia En said that it was already choked up and unable to speak, Xia En just wiped away her tears. Geilinger cried even more when he heard his words. He felt that 5 elders was really stupid. Why do that? Xia En told Geilinger. 5 elders left you a lot of things. So Xia En pointed to the treasure next to it. Tell him. These are left to you by the 5 elders, who gave them to you on his deathbed. Gellinger also looked at 5 elders quietly, he felt that 5 elders would never come back again. The 5 elders don't care about him anymore. The tacit understanding between us will no longer beg. Chapter 181 Revenge for You. Advertise here. Gellinger to 5 elders. 5 elders, don't worry, I will definitely avenge you, when the time comes. I want to clean up Frieza properly. Xia En said. Yes, we want to avenge the 5 elders, and if it wasn't for Frieza, the 5 elders wouldn't be doing this either. Gellinger said to Xia En. Then how can we get revenge? Xia En said to Gellinger. 657. We should find Frieza, where is he now, and let him know that we are good. He must have escaped somewhere, we just need to find him and kill him. We'll avenge the 5 elders. Gellinger nodded when he heard Xia En's idea, and said. This is the only way to do it now, we must take revenge for the 5 elders. If you don't help him avenge, he won't feel at ease under Juquan. Alas, what shall I do? How shall I live these years without the 5 elders? Xia En couldn't bear to see Gellinger so sad, he said to Gellinger. Don't worry, we will find Frieza and avenge the 5 elders. So they returned to their home, and then they told the news to the creatures of the pirate world. The creatures of One Piece world were also very sad when they heard the news of 5 elders. Unexpectedly, they saw the vitality of the 5 elders before, but now they are motionless. It makes them feel very sad. Xia En said to Gellinger. Gellinger, don't worry, I will avenge 5 elders for her. If I can't avenge 5 elders, then I am too incapable, this Frieza must punish him. Let him know how good I am, that he killed the 5 elders, if not for him. We will definitely live happily in pirate world. Quote. Hearing what Xia En said, Gellinger felt that it was a pity that 5 elders died. All of this should be blamed on Frieza. If Frieza doesn't do it, then they will all be very happy. Frieza has nothing good to eat now, because he has offended Xia En and 5 elders. The entire pirate world has already offended him. Frieza wants to destroy the entire pirate world for his own selfish desires, which is really scary. He is also hated by many people, and now Frieza wants to make up for his image. But now it's too late, everything is too late, the 5 elders are gone. So Frieza now has to maintain his abilities. You must make your abilities stronger and stronger. That way they won't be attacked by Xia En and Geringer. Xia En and Geringer are now thinking about how to reach Frieza's hiding place every day. I don't know where Frieza is hiding now, this Frieza is really cunning. They didn't know where he was hiding, but they thought that 5.1 would find him out. We must avenge the 5 elders, and many creatures in the pirate world also feel that the pirate world has no leader. Someone should lead, if there is no one to lead, then this pirate world may get a lot of trauma. They also felt that Xia En should lead. If Xia En does not lead the world of One Piece. Chapter 182 Protecting the Pirate World. Advertise here. There is no way out for them. Xia En's ability is enough to protect the pirate world, they believe in Xia En. Xia En is also very powerful, he can fight against all other enemies. Xia En and Gellinger were also thinking about where to find Frieza, so Gellinger said to Xia En. Let's use our energy to track where Frieza is. Then Xia En and Geringer used their abilities to create a pirate crystal ball. This pirate crystal ball can see anyone's location, which is like a navigation. He can be caught anywhere. As long as Xia En and Jellin 21 grids input Frieza's appearance and Frieza's behavior into the crystal ball. The crystal ball will automatically find out where Frieza is. They also applied more mana to this crystal ball, so Xia En used her own mana and said. Crystal ball, I want to find out where Frieza is. The crystal ball emitted a golden light. So the crystal ball found Frieza's hidden location, and reflected Frieza himself. Xia En said the same thing when she saw the environment of Frieza's actions. Is he in our pirate world? Geringer also took a closer look at the crystal ball. I think this is indeed One Piece world, he said. Many creatures from the pirate world also came to take a look and said. We are familiar with this place, we often collect energy here. When they finished speaking, they also asked Xia En and Geringer to find Frieza in one place. They gave the exact location to Xia En and Geringer. They are also very grateful to the creatures of pirate world for getting the specific location. They brought a lot of help to themselves, so Xia En and Geringer said to these creatures. Thank you, if you don't give us this specific position. We also don't know where Frieza can't find Frieza, he is too cunning. He must be avoiding us now. These creatures heard them say so. He also smiled at them both. This Frieza has a lot of tricks, if he doesn't have so many tricks. Then our world would not suffer such a great trauma. Quote. They also felt that what Frieza did was very excessive. If they could do their part to eradicate Frieza, they would be very willing. They also despised what Frieza did. They feel that Frieza is now a huge demon, if Frieza is removed. Then their future lives will be very peaceful, and they want 077 to live in that kind of peace. They feel comfortable that way, and then they can live the life they want. So Xia En said to Gellinger again. Let's find Frieza after we've finished with 5 elders. Gellinger nodded, because Gellinger also wanted to send the 5 elders off in style. They also felt that the affairs of the 5 elders were very important. This is the last moment of 5 elders in One Piece, and he wants 5 elders to go away with dignity. Let the 5 elders live a happy life in the next life instead of a sad life in this life. Chapter 183 Exhausted. Advertise here. They took some more copies of the Lotus Sutra and wanted to save the 5 elders. 5 elders' birth dates are all written in. They also felt that they should invite some monks to save the 5 elders. In this way, 5 elders may be reborn in a good family in the next life, and 5 elders will not have to suffer from the underworld. They sent some money to the 5 elders so that the 5 elders would not be short of money to spend. They're sending the 5 elders off with flying colors. They have been busy for several days and are exhausted. They felt that after a period of rest, they recovered their energy, and then went to Frieza. The creatures in One Piece world have also been busy for 10 days, and they are also busy with 5 elders. It's a big challenge for them to be busy with Frieza's affairs again. But they are very willing to be busy, and now Frieza is hiding elsewhere. Xia En and Geilinger didn't see Frieza's place in the crystal ball, so Xia En said to Geilinger. This Frieza must have hid elsewhere. Let me use my power to see where it is. So Xia En used her power to release the energy of the crystal ball. I saw the golden light of the crystal ball rising slowly upwards, and it stopped rising when it reached a certain position. I saw Frieza was in another place, and they didn't know where this place was. So they called the creatures of Pirate World to come over to see where this place is. The creatures of Pirate World also thought about Frieza's location. Then they told Xia En and Geilinger the exact location. Xia En and Geilinger get the specific position and prepare to go there. So they set off at the same position as Frieza was, ready to go. When they arrived at the place and saw Frieza there, Geiringer and Xia En got angry. It was also very irritating to think that the villain Frieza was still alive, so they said to Frieza. Frieza, here we come. You must be punished for your bad deeds. Don't think it's over after you've done so many bad things, let me tell you. God is watching all these things you do, not to mention God is watching, we will do justice for the sky today. Clean up you. Seeing them coming, Frieza said with a slight smile. Am I afraid of you? Don't think I'm afraid of you because of Xia En. Xia En, isn't it enough for you to be taught by me last time? And Geilinger, don't be too rampant. Let me tell you, if you don't have Xia En next to you, I will give you a second in the morning, you are really too much. Aren't you acting like a dog? You clearly know that it is very scary for me to deal with the two of you now. Why are you doing this? Geilinger was also very angry when he heard Frieza speak like this. He sneered and said, Yo, now you have a good time, know that 2 people bullying 1 person is a lot of people. You also know what bullying is, right? Then you let so many people from naval headquarters deal with Xia En and 5 elders, why didn't you say it? Why didn't you feel that there were so many people? Your mouth really stinks, let me tell you. I must take good care of you, your crime is unforgivable. Quote. Frieza didn't know what to do when he heard them say that. Chapter 184. Advertise here. Frieza was heartbroken. Let's fight them, so Frieza said to him. Come on, don't you want revenge? I will let you get what you want today. Geilinger used his mana to attack Frieza. Frieza also did not hesitate, and also used his black whirlwind to attack Xia En and Geiringer. Xia En used the power of thunder to smash the black whirlwind, and the power of thunder rushed towards Frieza. Seeing the power of thunder rushing towards him, Frieza also used his black cloud power. I saw that there were many black clouds in the sky to block the power of thunder, but the power of thunder still penetrated the black clouds. He rushed towards Frieza, and Frieza ran out, before 820 was knocked down by the force of thunder. Frieza saw how powerful Xia En was, and also felt that Xia En was looking down on her now. Although I said that I have absorbed the energy of One Piece world, I still have a lot of energy difference between myself and Xia En. Frieza decided he might as well use his newfound pirate powers against them. So Frieza used his pirate power, and saw that the sea water beside him grew up. Rushing towards Xia En and Geilinger, Geilinger also used his pirate power to fight against Frieza's sea water. In this way, Frieza can no longer raise the sea water, and Xia En also wants to clean up Frieza when he sees him like this. What Frieza did also made Xia En look down on him, and Xia En felt that he wanted to avenge the 5 elders. So Xia En used his own trick again, and saw many small lightnings rushing towards Frieza. Seeing so many lightning bolts, Frieza used a protective shield, which is also very powerful. With dense black energy to protect herself, Xia En saw that Frieza still had this trick. Xia En felt that he had absorbed the energy of One Piece world and became very strong, so Xia En told Frieza again. Frieza, I will let you run, I will let you know what it is to know what is beyond human beings. So Xia En used all her strength to attack Frieza. Frieza saw, CBCC, that Xia En used all of his strength, and also used all of his strength to meet Xia En's power. Seeing the two of them casting spells like this, Geiringer used all his strength. Frieza saw the two of them bullying him, and wanted to use his energy to deal with them. But Frieza didn't have such a powerful energy, so they used their energy to attack Frieza several miles away. Frieza was hit to the ground and spit out a mouthful of blood, and felt very uncomfortable. At this time, all the creatures from Pirate World came over, and they felt that Xia En was really powerful. So they said to Xia En, I know you are very good now, but when you are fighting Frieza, we want to ask you one thing. Xia En said to them. What's the matter? Please tell me. They said to Xia En. Actually, this is something we really want to do. They told Xia En all their thoughts. Xia En listened to what they said, and it turned out that the elves of the pirate world said to them. Xia En, we are very fragile now, and the world of pirates is also unstable. Once ambitious people come, then we are finished. So we don't want to meet the second Frieza again. Chapter 185 Protecting You. Advertise here. If you want to avoid other people's harassment, you come to protect us. When Xia En heard them say this, she also felt that they wanted her own protection, so Xia En told them. Don't worry, even if I go to other places, I will protect you. These creatures in the pirate world are also uneasy, said. You are going to other places, so what should we do? We cannot do without you now. And we are like a family, we don't know what to do anymore. Quote. They are so reluctant to part with Xia En. In fact, after they get along with Xia En for a while, they found that Xia En is a very nice person, they like Xia En very much. Xia En lets them do everything, Xia En does not look down on them just because she has a lot of energy. It also gave them a feeling of a brother next door, Xia En also took good care of them. They were also very happy to see that Xia En was going to kill Frieza. And Frieza also wants to attack Xia En at this time, and he has no energy. Because Frieza had already used all his energy, Frieza took the opportunity to escape. Because Frieza knew that these creatures in the pirate world must find Xia En. If Xia En destroys herself, then Xia En leaves. Then it is a kind of loss for them, so they come to Xia En at this time. Let Xia En agree to his own conditions, Xia En sees that they want to manage them by himself. I was also very puzzled, I didn't expect them to let me manage them. He missed the opportunity to deal with Frieza, but he was also very moved. I didn't expect these creatures to trust me so much and let me help them. This is also what makes Xia En very happy, because if she doesn't have such a strong power, they would not allow themselves to help them either, Geringer said to Xia En when he heard them say this. Xia En, just agree to them, they all sincerely want you to be their manager. And their energy is also very weak, you must protect them. They are very weak now, and I feel very pitiful when I look at them. Seeking flowers oh. They are very scared and in a state of panic now. Before that, 5 elders and I would help them. But now 5 elders is gone, let's help him. It must be very difficult to rely on my own strength now. Quote. Xia En also thought about it when she heard that Geringer persuaded herself in the same way. I feel that I should manage this pirate world. Point 0. Besides, there are still many things I want to get in this pirate world. And became good friends with these creatures of the sea world. If you have any troubles in the future, you can ask them to help, Xia En also nodded and said. Okay then, I'll help you manage this pirate world, but I can't manage it well. You must give me some suggestions. If my management is not very good, you can speak out. We will definitely have a good discussion on how to treat everyone well. Quote. They were very relieved when they heard what Xia En said, because if Xia En agreed to them, then they also feel that the pirate world is saved, even if the pirate world encounters a powerful enemy. Lu. Chapter 186 Controlling the Pirate World. Advertise here. They are not afraid either, they are afraid that Xia En will leave them. Then when they encounter powerful enemies, they will be wiped out, which is something they dare not imagine. So they cheered happily, let Xia En sit at the banquet, and they also prepared a lot of delicious food. Let Xia En sit at the first place, they think they should change and reward Xia En. Although it is not suitable for rewards now, they have no other time for 423. If Xia En leaves after beating Frieza, then they also feel that it is a pity that there is no Xia En, and Xia En also knows it. They like themselves very much, and they also love these creatures of the pirate world very much. They have become very good friends now, so Xia En said to them. If I want to do something in the future, you must point it out, if I make any mistakes. You have to point it out, don't be afraid of me just because I am in charge of pirate world. I'm not happy like this, if you don't point out my mistakes, then I won't manage in One Piece world. When they heard Xia En say this, they also said it to Xia En. Don't worry, we will tell you, besides you are so powerful. You won't do that kind of unreasonable thing. They were all very happy. I think it's great that Xia En of course agreed to take charge of the underwater world. Frieza had already taken the opportunity to escape, also very cunningly, Geringer said. This Frieza is really too cunning, he ran out now. I really don't know what other tricks he has, Frieza is really shameful. Xia En also said the same thing when he heard Geringer comment on Frieza. That's right, this Frieza has really done all kinds of bad things, and he will definitely get the punishment he deserves. Now Xia En has completely obtained the One Piece world, and Frieza has fled again, and he is also very busy. Xia En felt that Frieza must be found out, and Frieza should be eliminated. This Foley will be a hidden danger to himself in another day. Moreover, both the people in One Piece world and Geringer hated and poisoned Frieza, and wanted to kill Frieza quickly. Now Xia En also wants to find Frieza, but there are still many things. Because Xia En has taken charge of the pirate world, the creatures of the pirate world are also celebrating everywhere. They also want Xia En to rest for a while, they told Xia En. Xia En, you have been working for such a long time, you should also take a break. You should also enjoy the life of pirate world. Xia En thought of them saying this. I also feel that what they said is reasonable, and I should take a good rest and recuperate my body. Only in this way can we have more energy to manage One Piece world and fight against Frieza. Besides, Xia En knows that she has a crystal ball, as long as she uses her magic power. You will know where Frieza is, as long as Frieza is in One Piece world. 1.0. Then Xia En will not be afraid of where Frieza is hiding, and Xia En has creatures to point him out. He is also very happy. This crystal ball is really wonderful. Xia En felt that the crystal ball was her own godly assist, so Xia En said to them. Well then, I'll take a break. Gellinger, you should also take a break. Chapter 187 Reaching the Full Improvement. Advertise here. High-intensity training and long-term battles also have an impact on the body. After hearing Xia En's words, Gellinger nodded noncommittally. In this way, the two of them also took a rest. On Frieza's side, he is also extremely respectful of this. He also didn't expect that the two guys, Xia En and Gellinger, would be so strong together. There was no way he could stand against these two. Afterwards, he also planned to find a place to practice hard. After the strength has improved, find two people to settle accounts. I believe that at that time, I will have a chance of winning. In this way, Wei Lisa also hit on a certain island at will. There is abundant fresh water on this island, which makes Frieza extremely gratified. Afterwards, he practiced here while inquiring about the outside world. After a period of practice, Genlis's strength has also been fully improved. Afterwards, he was also ready to set off. But at this time, he also heard the name of a pirate group. I heard that this pirate group is called the Blackpool Pirates. This is the pirate group, and it is also very powerful. And these guys are also masters who only take money but don't recognize people. In Frieza's view, these guys are his best partners. In this way, after making some preparations, Frieza went to a town specially. After sweeping here, they robbed a lot of treasures. After tidying up those treasures, he rushed straight to the place where the Blackpool Pirates were. When he arrived at the Blackpool Pirates, he also told the pirates there that he wanted to see the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. The pirates of the Blackpool Pirates were stunned for a moment when they saw Frieza coming. Then he hurriedly picked up the gun, pointed it at Frieza, and signaled Frieza to get out of here. Their captains are not casually able to see. After seeing this scene, Frieza wasn't going to hold back either. There is no need to hide in front of this guy in front, you must show your own strength. Only in that way can the respect of the weak be gained. Afterwards, he slapped fiercely, and the pirate in front was also slapped to death on the spot by Frieza. The power that Frieza radiated also caught the attention of the head of the Blackpool Pirates. The leader of the Blackpool Pirates also frowned, and walked out of his room. He roared when he saw Frieza beating his crew to death. Then it quickly fell towards the ground, trying to attack Frieza. But at this time, Frieza also poured all the treasures on the ground with confidence. Seeing the treasure piled up in front of Frieza. At this moment, the head of the Blackpool Pirates' eyes shone with light. After seeing this scene, Frieza also grinned. Then, he spoke to the head of the Blackpool Pirates. Captain Blackpool Pirates, I am here this time to cooperate with you. These things are given to you. As long as you are willing to cooperate with me, then I will provide you with such a treasure. After hearing what Frieza said, the head of the Blackpool Pirates was also ready to agree. But he also suddenly realized that there is no pie falling from the sky. Chapter 188 This person's opponent might be stronger. Advertise here. The guy in front of him is so strong, and he is ready to cooperate with him. Then this person's opponent might be stronger. Afterwards, he also suppressed his smile, and said to Frieza with a serious face. To cooperate with me and others, it is necessary to explain the matter and the situation of the enemy first. If not, I will not agree to cooperate with you. Quote. After saying this, the captain of the Blackpool Pirates folded his arms and looked at Frieza in front of him. Frieza nodded slightly after hearing what the head of the Blackpool Pirates said. As long as this guy can ask, it means that the two sides have a chance to cooperate. After pondering for a moment, Frieza spoke to the captain of the Blackpool Pirates. I've come here, shouldn't you invite me in for a sit down? After saying this, he raised his eyebrows and looked at the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. After hearing Frieza's words, the head of the Blackpool Pirates also shook his head. He is not going to bring this dangerous person in front of him into his pirate group. Then, he spoke to Frieza. The matter is not finished yet, and our cooperation has not yet been reached. Therefore, it is still impossible to judge whether it is an enemy or a friend. After you explain the situation here first, I will analyze it later. Quote. If we can reach a cooperation, I will definitely personally welcome you into my Blackpool Pirates. But if you guys say it's a difficult thing to deal with. Then we don't have to cooperate. And there is no need for me to welcome you into my Blackpool Pirates. Quote. After saying this, the captain of the Blackpool Pirates folded his arms and looked at Frieza seriously. Frieza sighed helplessly after hearing what the head of the Blackpool Pirates said. After deliberating his words, he spoke to the head of the Blackpool Pirates in front of him. Okay, since you are all like this, let me tell you something. When I was in the past, I provoked Xia En and Geringer. So, I want to cooperate with you to fight Xia En and Geringer. After killing them, all the belongings of Xia En and Geringer will be handed over to you, and I will not take any money. I just want their lives. Quote. After saying this, Frieza fell silent. After hearing Frieza's words, the head of the Blackpool Pirates also fell into deep thought. He quickly recalled the news about Xia En and Geringer in his mind. But it is a pity that he has learned very little information about Xia En and Geilinger. I don't know how to judge the strength of Xia En and Geringer. Then, he looked at the think tank of the pirates next to him. After beckoning to him, he asked the other party. Do you know Geilinger and Xia En's information freaks? If you know, then tell me the truth. If you don't know, send someone to investigate now. Quote. After hearing what the other party said, the think tank also hurriedly spoke to Haitanhai Wang Nuo's bandit leader. Captain, this matter needs a long-term plan. Xia En and Geilinger, although I don't know their specific strengths. But I heard that these two people are very famous, as if they are very powerful. So, you should prevaricate Frieza for a while and let him wait on the sidelines. I'll investigate here, but regardless of the results of the investigation, my opinion is still that I can't cooperate with the guy in front of me. Quote. Chapter 189 Nodding thoughtfully. Advertise here. After hearing these words from the think tank, the head of the Blackpool Pirates nodded thoughtfully. Then he raised his head and spoke to Frieza. Frieza, I don't know about Xia En and Geringer. So, let's stop here for the sake of this important thing. After I know the news about Xia En and Geringer, I will talk to you about this matter. Just go back where you came from first. Quote. After hearing the words of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza also frowned. Then he asked the head of the Blackpool Pirates. 550, you mean that, are you trying to prevaricate me? These gold and silver treasures have been put away by some of your subordinates just now. But when making a decision, he began to hesitate. You guys are really annoying. Quote. Hand over all those finances first, and then I can go back. Otherwise, don't let me go. Quote. After hearing Frieza's words, the head of the Blackpool Pirates was instantly angry. He is the one and only master among the pirates. He also felt, a little uncomfortable when he heard someone refute him today. And Frieza is pretty good too. It happened that the leader of the Blackpool Pirates was about to fight with him, and then he took out a long knife as tall as a man and rushed forward. Seeing this, Frieza also jumped backward lightly, avoiding the attack of the head of the Blackpool Pirates. At this time, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates roared angrily. Then he spoke to Frieza. Since those things are in my pocket, they are mine. If you want, that's impossible. Get out now and don't let me do it. When I make a move, you will surely die without a place to bury you. In that case, not only will you not be able to avenge your revenge, but you will also be unable to save your life. Quote. After saying this, he also looked at Frieza coldly. Frieza also laughed coldly after hearing what the head of the Blackpool Pirates said. He also secretly thought in his heart that the guy in front of him seemed to have been complimented for a long time, so that he started to be arrogant. Afterwards, he spoke to the head of the Blackpool Pirates. Blackpool Pirate Captain, let me tell you the truth. Just relying on your meager knowledge, there is really no way to make me flinch. Next, if you hand over those belongings. Then if you bow your head and apologize to me, I will never fight with you again. But if you continue to persist in your obsession, I don't mind beating you up. Then let your people slash at you. Believe that at that time, you will definitely be extremely desperate. Quote. After saying this, he also looked at the head of the Blackpool Pirates with resentment. After hearing Frieza's words, the head of the Blackpool Pirates also understood Frieza's attitude. This guy Frieza wanted to fight him. That being the case, then don't hold back anymore. Then he swung his machete and headed towards Frieza. Seeing this, Frieza also shook his head. He didn't expect that the person in front of him could have been a helper against Xia En, but became an enemy. This is really frustrating. After heaving a long sigh, he shot quickly. The magic light killing cannon in his hand was fired instantly. The head of the Haiden Pirates did not dodge, because the machete cut off in an instant. Chapter 190 It didn't work at all. Advertise here. The Mogongwang killing cannon also came into contact with the machete in an instant. According to normal circumstances, the magic light cannon can turn ordinary weapons into molten iron. But the machete in the hands of the head of the Blackpool Pirates was not an ordinary thing. Originally, this machete was a magic weapon, but because the leader of the Blackpool Pirates had killed many people, this weapon became even more magical. So much so that the magic gun light killing cannon hit the machete, and it didn't work at all. Instead, he was bounced back by the machete sword god. Seeing this situation, Frieza quickly jumped up. Then a magic light killing cannon shot out again. The two magic guns collided and melted into the air. After finishing this matter, Frieza also frowned at the leader of the Black Pirates. He didn't expect that the leader of the Blackpool Pirates was quite tricky. Then he looked at the machete in the hands of the head of the Blackpool Pirates. At this moment, Frieza also believes that the strength of the head of the Blackpool Pirates depends entirely on the machete in his hand. The head of the Blackpool Pirates also noticed Frieza's gaze. Then he thought secretly in his heart. You idiot, don't you think that my strength depends entirely on the machete? This machete only became stronger under the blessing of my strength. Although he thought so, he didn't say it. He still wanted to take advantage of the power that Frieza mistook for the machete. Then kill Frieza, since Frieza could easily take out so much gold and treasure. I believe Frieza must have other treasures on him. As long as Frieza can be killed, then I can easily get a lot of things. After thinking of this, he grinned wildly. For the next moment, neither of them moved. They are all waiting for the opponent to make the first move. The captain of the Blackpool Pirates had a grumpy temper. Seeing that Frieza hadn't made a move yet, he also rushed forward 1 week. While swinging the knife, he shouted, "Frieza, don't even think about dealing with Xia En, you will definitely die by my knife next time." After saying this, the machete appeared on Frieza's neck instantly. After realizing this situation, Frieza's face changed drastically. Ask for flowers. Then he memorized the Realm King Fist, hit the machete, and sent the machete flying. But Frieza himself retreated a long distance away by relying on the rebound force of the collision of the two attacks. Seeing Frieza step back, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates also laughed a few times before speaking to Frieza. "You should know my strength by now, hurry up and get out, otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless." After saying this, he also gave Frieza a vicious look. Then they were ready to return to the Blackpool Pirates. But Frieza was wronged, how could he just let it go? After Xia En and Gellinger and others defeated him, he fled without attacking Xia En's people. That's because he is not strong enough to guarantee victory, not because he has a big heart. On the contrary, he is very narrow-minded. If others bully him, he will definitely take revenge. This guy in front of him actually made him suffer so much, he must take revenge. Never mind who this guy is in front of you. Even if we will become cooperative friends in the future, so what? Chapter 191. Advertise here. At this time, I will let go of my anger first. Then he shot in an instant, and the Motong light killing cannon quickly attacked at this moment. He didn't pay attention to the guy in front of him at all. Sensing that the enemy came to attack him again, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates couldn't stand it anymore. The machete was rotated rapidly, and the saber energy in the machete was forced out. Afterwards, these sword chi were automatically woven together in the 967 in the air, forming a long dragon of sword light. After the long dragon was formed, it quickly moved towards Frieza's doctor. Seeing this, Frieza also urged his own strength to ultimate. The Realm King Fist was struck hard. This Kaiwang Fist is different from the previous Kaiwang Fist. The previous Realm King Fist was just used by him to test the true strength of the head of the Blackpool Pirates. But this Realm King Fist was launched with all his strength after he was serious. It can be said that it is one heaven and one underground compared with the previous Jiwangquan, and it cannot be compared at all. Just like that, he also smashed it with one punch. When the whole person is jumping up, the 5 fingers of the left hand respectively emit 5 magic light killing cannons. After the 5 magic penetrating light killing cannons were fired, they flew towards the flower layer at the speed of light. Seeing this, the captain of the Blackpool Pirates could only raise his machete in embarrassment, in order to deal with this martial arts magic weapon. These 5 magic guns smashed hard on the blade of the machete. Although, it didn't shatter the blade. But there was a recoil, rushing towards the head of the Blackpool Pirates. Seeing this, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates took 2 quick steps back to relieve himself. Afterwards, the right hand rested on Chu Jiazheng. With the force of his left hand, the muscles swelled up, and then he condensed his own blood into the machete. At this time, the machete also came alive. The bloody eyes on the blade also began to twist and swell continuously. Finally, it also began to exude red smoke. Seeing that the machete was already alive, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates also showed a bloodthirsty smile. Flying forward quickly, he slashed at Frieza's wolf. Frieza no longer flinched, and concentrated all his strength on his left fist. A Realm King Fist was smashed hard. Just like that, with the sound of an explosion, Frieza and the head of the Blackpool Pirates shot backward one after another. Frieza slammed hard on a rock in the distance. As for the head of the Blackpool Pirates, he smashed through several houses in a row before stopping. The first of the 2 to wake up was Frieza. Because he can't do it if he doesn't wake up. This is the territory of the Blackpool Pirates. If you are still awake at this time, the pirates from the Blackpool Pirates will definitely surround you. If he continues to be in a coma, he will definitely die in the sleeping minister. After he woke up, he also saw the pirates gradually surrounding him. Then he prepared to kill all these guys in front of him with the magic gun light. 0.9. But at this moment, the voice of the head of the Blackpool Pirates also slowly sounded. Come back to me. After the captain said so, those pirates also retreated slowly. The leader of the Blackpool Pirates also wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, walked forward slowly, and arrived in front of Frieza. When Frieza saw the head of the Blackpool Pirates coming again, he immediately became vigilant. Chapter 192 Fighting Evenly. Advertise here. The rest of his own power is also surrounding him, always ready to launch a thunderous strike against the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. At this moment, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates also smiled helplessly. Then he spoke to Frieza. Stop it, we fought just now, and the fight was evenly matched. Now I have figured out your level. Let's talk about cooperation now. Quote. After hearing the words of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza was also a little dazed, unable to react for a while. At this moment, the head of the Blackpool Pirates also spoke again. From now on, you will stay with my Blackpool Pirates. I'll think about it after my subordinates have investigated the information about Xia En and J25 Linger. Let's see if we want to cooperate with you. If I cooperate with you, I will accept those properties openly. But if there is no way to fight against it, I will return those treasures to you intact. Quote. After saying this, he also stretched out his hand towards Frieza. Seeing this, Frieza also smiled slightly, and then the two shook hands. Frieza has been with the Blackpool Pirates ever since. The head of the Blackpool Pirates also sent several pirates to investigate Xia En's news in the distance. In fact, the captain of the Blackpool Pirates can ask Frieza. Frieza can also explain the situation of Xia En and Gellinger to the captain of the Blackpool Pirates. But Frieza was afraid that after learning the true strength of Xia En, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates would not dare to be an enemy. If that happens, he will be alone and helpless. So he is also planning to hide his hand. When the time came, the head of the Blackpool Pirates confronted Xia En. When knowing Xia En's true strength, even if he wants to withdraw from the battle at that time, it is absolutely impossible. Frieza wasn't worried about what the pirate subordinates of the Blackpool Pirate captain could find out. If nothing else, Xia En is really good at hiding. All the strength will not be fully used. So there is no need to investigate, and the information that comes out of the investigation will definitely not be true. And Gellinger has been with Xia En for a long time, so he won't reveal his whole cards. Therefore, no one knows the true strength of these two guys. Except for him, who has confronted Xia En and Geilinger, others want to analyze based on some intelligence. It is absolutely impossible to obtain real information. Therefore, Frieza also believed that the cooperation of the leader of the Blackpool Pirates with him was an inevitable result. In this way, after nearly half a month passed, the subordinates of the head of the Blackpool Pirates also came back. When the head of the Blackpool Pirates saw the return of these 617 pirates, he signaled them to report to him one by one. The first pirate said that Xia En and Geilinger are not strong. And it sounds like these two guys have very bad manners. At this point, Frieza almost didn't laugh out loud. If Xia En is weak and has bad conduct, then there must be no good people or strong people in this world. Afterwards, he prepared to listen to the second person's statement. The second person also said that he did not investigate anything. Seeing this, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates slapped his head off with a slap. Then, he looked at the third pirate who was trembling with fright. Chapter 193 Telling the information. Advertise here. The pirate also said the information tremblingly. Said that Xia En and Gellinger are very strong. But it has not reached that level of unscrupulousness. And after finishing the information, he flattered the head of the Blackpool Pirates for a while. This made the captain of the Blackpool Pirates extremely satisfied. The leader of the Blackpool Pirates thought about it carefully, after his subordinates gave the information before. I also feel that the information reported by the third pirate is absolutely accurate. Then, he turned his head and smiled, and said to Frieza. Frieza, since my subordinates have investigated the situation, then, let's reach a cooperation between the two sides. Quote. After hearing the words of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza nodded slightly. He couldn't wait to work with the captain of the Blackpool Pirates. Afterwards, he spoke to the head of the Blackpool Pirates. You have to think about it, this is what you promised me. But don't find out that these two people are powerful when they are fighting with Xia En and Gellinger. As a result, he backed down and refused to cooperate with me. After hearing Frieza's words, the head of the Blackpool Pirates immediately waved his hand. Then, he spoke to Frieza. Don't worry, I, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, is not that kind of person. I, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, spit out a mouthful of nails, and if I say it, it will definitely be done well. No matter how difficult things are, as long as the leader of the Blackpool Pirates makes a promise, he will definitely do it well. Absolutely no problems. Quote. So, you don't have to doubt it. Next, let's talk about how to deal with Xia En and Geringer. After hearing the words of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza nodded in satisfaction. Although it is said that this guy is really likely to go back on his word after the fact. But now that this guy is showing such integrity, then I just trust him for the time being. And the head of the Blackpool Pirates didn't believe him as Frieza thought. The head of the Blackpool Pirates also has his own considerations. Although, on the surface, he has a very close relationship with Frieza. He also promised Frieza that from now on, he would definitely help Frieza deal with Xia En's problem. But in fact, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates already felt something in his heart when he heard what Frieza said just now. And it was also decided that as long as Xia En and Geringer were really that strong, then he would run away immediately with his men. Don't care how much Frieza did him. The big deal is to return those things to him when the time comes. Money is good in this world, but if you have money to earn but spend your life, that would be a bit too painful. In this way, these two people also have their own ghosts. They are all thinking about their own thoughts. As time went by, the two of them had already, Nuo Lee's made a choice. Prepare to deal with Xia En and Geringer next, when Xia En and Geringer are not paying attention. At that time, these two people must be easily eliminated. This idea was brought up by Frieza. The main purpose is to make Gellinger completely offend Xia En. At that time, there is no room for turning around. This ensures that the head of the Blackpool Pirates will cooperate with him thoroughly to deal with Xia En. Chapter 194 Gearing up for preparations. Advertise here. The pirates of the Blackpool Pirates are also gearing up for preparations. But the head of the Blackpool Pirates said that they would not let them take action. He was going to go find Xia En with Frieza by himself. Frieza frowned after hearing what the head of the Blackpool Pirates said. He didn't expect that the guy in front of him would be such a thug. He understood the other party's consideration. This guy definitely wanted to go alone. When Xia En was about to make a move against him, he even fought desperately against Xia En. As long as he doesn't reveal his identity, Xia En will never know that he is from the Blackpool Pirates. After thinking of this, he looked thoughtfully at the head of the Blackpool Pirates. The head of the Blackpool Pirates also noticed Frieza's gaze. 883 then asked Frieza. Frieza, what's the matter? Is there something wrong with you? After saying this, he also grinned. After hearing the words of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza shook his head. Then he faced Dabai in front of him, and answered. I didn't think about it, let's go together. Don't wait here any longer. Quote. After saying this, he also patted the head of the Blackpool Pirates on the shoulder. Then he rushed to the distance. After the head of the Blackpool Pirates gestured to his subordinates, he followed Frieza and marched into the distance. Soon, two people appeared outside Xia En and Gellinger's residence. Frieza was also extremely cautious at this time. After noticing Frieza's expression, the head of the Blackpool Pirates couldn't help frowning. The guy in front of him was as strong as him. But this guy in front of him was so nervous. This can show that Xia En is not so easy to mess with. After thinking of this, he also stepped back on purpose, not planning to risk his life to help Frieza. Frieza also noticed the other party's movements, but he didn't say it out loud, he just frowned slightly. Then he continued to walk forward and walked 2 steps, CJAC, away, the head of the Blackpool Pirates said to Frieza next to him. Frieza, why are you so cautious? Why don't we just break in? After saying this, he also looked at Frieza with burning eyes. His words have 2 meanings, one is to test Frieza in front of him. Let's see what Frieza thinks. And the second thing is, I want to ask how prepared the guy in front of me is. If you are prepared, say it in advance and don't hide it. After Frieza heard the words of the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, he also answered to the leader of the Blackpool Pirates in front of him. Xia En, this guy is not as strong as me. So, we can't let our guard down. In the next step, we should be fully prepared before we can suppress waste. Quote. After hearing what the other party said, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates also deliberately showed a sudden realization. Then he also took a step back. He was going to let the guy in front of him take the lead instead of taking the risk himself. After feeling the thoughts of the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza was also very helpless. Then continue to walk forward. Chapter 195 The Bad Breath. Advertise here. Xia En and Gellinger also walked out of the room slowly. They also felt it at this moment, there were 2 malicious auras outside, circling there. After walking out, Xia En keenly spotted Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. He knew Frieza but didn't know the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. Then he frowned and asked the 2 people in front of him. You two, I don't know why you came here. After saying this, he stared at Frieza closely. From Xia En's point of view, Frieza would definitely not be able to resist revealing the information. After hearing Xia En's words, Frieza did not disappoint Xia En. After looking at Xia En with a half smile, he said to Xia En in a cold voice. Why come here? Don't you know how much I hate you guys? This time I came here, of course to kill you. If not, do you think I would come here with nothing to do? After saying this, he also looked at Xia En mockingly. Xia En nodded slightly after hearing what the other party said. Since the guy in front of him wanted to attack him, then I have no reason to spare him. At this time, after Xia En decided on this matter, she was ready to act immediately. Afterwards, he also quickly flew forward. Geilinger also followed closely after receiving Xia En's signal. In this way, the 2 people also cooperated with each other and quickly moved towards the doctor. At this moment, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates was also a little bit unable to react. He didn't expect that the guy in front of him was going to make a move immediately, which made him a little dazed. Frieza next to him hurriedly pushed the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. Then, he shouted loudly at the head of the Blackpool Pirates. What are you doing in a daze, and quickly respond to the opponent's attack. After hearing Frieza's words, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates also reacted. After summoning the machete, he opened fire and attacked Gellinger. After Frieza noticed the actions of the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, he cursed secretly. Then they struggled to resist Xia En's attack. Ask for flowers. He punched out a Kaiwang fist and threw it towards Frieza. Frieza also responded to Xia En's record of Zhuangquan. The fists of the 2 slammed together fiercely, and then they retreated one after another. Xia En took a step back, while Frieza took 5 steps back. Realizing that he was at a disadvantage, Frieza shouted to the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. 00. Head of the Blackpool Pirates, let's exchange opponents. At this moment, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates is on par with Frieza. Hearing Frieza's words suddenly, he was also distracted all of a sudden, and was almost injured by Geringer. He also spoke to Frieza very angrily. Don't chatter with us, you can't defeat the other party, so don't let me be the tail. Hurry up and deal with your opponent. Quote. After saying this, he also frowned and looked at Gellinger. After Geilinger noticed the expression of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, he snorted dryly. Then he asked the head of the Blackpool Pirates. Who are you, and why did you come here for no reason to make trouble? Chapter 196 Stronger than him. Advertise here. After saying this, Gellinger waited for the answer from the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. After hearing Gellinger's inquiry, the head of the Blackpool Pirates didn't hesitate. The guy in front of him is stronger than him. Therefore, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates is also a person who is stronger than himself and will not be prevaricated. The leader of the Blackpool Pirates, I came here today to cooperate with Frieza to deal with you. But just after 153 said this sentence, he regretted it. The purpose of his coming here is just to see the strength of the opponent with Frieza. Just now, I just said such a sentence out of my head. It's time to let people know who they are. After that, I'm afraid I won't cooperate with Frieza. Xia En, Gellinger and others, if they want to find him, it is also a piece of cake. After seeing the leader of the Blackpool Pirates finished speaking, he suddenly showed a look of panic. Gellinger didn't know why either. But he wasn't prepared to fuss over this matter. He was going to kill the leader of the Blackpool Pirates before Xia En got rid of Frieza. Then, in a flash, he launched an attack on the head of the Blackpool Pirates. The head of the Blackpool Pirates was also unwilling to show weakness, and then activated the machete, and began to fall into a berserk state. At this time, the two also began to fight evenly. On Xia En's side, it was also there to play with Frieza. Because Frieza didn't improve his strength the last time, and it wasn't that fast. Xia En's strength has increased a lot since the last time. Under the comparison of these two phases, it can be clearly distinguished which is weaker. When he felt Xia En's murderous intent boiled over and was about to kill him together. Frieza also knew that if he didn't run away at this time, he really had no chance to leave his name. Then, he yelled, Head of the Blackpool Pirates, retreat quickly. After saying this, Frieza flew towards the distance at an extremely fast speed. Seeing this, Xia En quickly used Wukong to catch up with Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. But when Frieza, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates and others came to the beach, they also suddenly jumped into the sea and disappeared. Xia En moved forward slowly in midair. After sensing something moving under the sea, I used the magic light holy cannon. In order to launch an attack on Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. After several times, only dead sea monsters surfaced, and there were no figures of Frieza or the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. Afterwards, Xia En retreated to Gellinger's side helplessly. Geilinger also asked Xia En at this moment. Xia En, what should we do next? Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates have already taken the initiative to provoke us. Are we going to do something else to deal with them? After saying this, Geilinger looked at Xia En seriously, waiting for Xia En's answer. It can be said that Jelin's 2.1 grid is also very appreciative of Xian's decision. As long as Xia En said to make a move now, Gellinger would never hesitate. I will definitely make a decisive move and go to Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates to settle accounts. After Xia En heard Gellinger's words, she also pondered for a moment. Then he shook his head. Seeing Xia En shaking his head, Geilinger was also a little confused. Chapter 197. Advertise here. He didn't know why Xia En remained calm after being attacked by others. When she was about to ask, Xia En also took the initiative to explain. He didn't use Gellinger to ask, so he spoke. The two guys are not too strong. The two of us can deal with him easily. As long as these two guys dare to come, then we can easily defeat them. So, it doesn't matter whether you can find them or not now. If one of them is very strong, then we can't continue to watch. After hearing Xia En's explanation, Geringer also understood. After bowing his hands towards Xia En, he retreated to 29's room to practice. And Xia En followed closely behind. In this way, the two of them seemed to be normal people. The matter just now was also easily left behind by the two of them, and they stopped thinking about it. But Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, who were beaten away by the two, took this matter to heart. They felt so ashamed before. To be beaten away so easily by Xia En and Geringer. The two of them at this moment also gathered on a small hidden island. There are only 2 trees on this small island, and it can only accommodate 4 or 5 people standing. At this moment, the two were also leaning on the tree trunk and talking. I only heard that Frieza was also asking the head of the Blackpool Pirates at this time. Captain of the Blackpool Pirates, what are you going to do next? After saying this, Frieza turned his head and looked at the head of the Blackpool Pirates seriously. The head of the Blackpool Pirates just now has clearly noticed the true strength of Shane. At this moment, he had to make sure whether the head of the Blackpool Pirates would cooperate with him. If the leader of the Blackpool Pirates continues to cooperate with him, then he can continue to compete with Xia En. But if the leader of the Blackpool Pirates is ambiguous at this time, then he has to plan carefully and take the next action. After hearing Frieza's words, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates rolled his eyes. Then one of them said to Frieza seriously, "When Frieza was there before, I made it clear to you. I, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, spit and nail, and will definitely mean what I say. How can you doubt me? You guys are so contemptuous of people." Quote. After hearing the words of the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza also looked at the leader of the Blackpool Pirates in surprise. Then he laughed. After hearing Frieza's laughter, the head of the Blackpool Pirates also breathed a sigh of relief. In fact, he doesn't want to cooperate with Frieza anymore. 593. But there are only 2 people here, and he is not sure that he can easily kill Frieza. If Frieza became angry and wanted to fight him to the death when he learned that he didn't want to cooperate with him, those 2 really might die here. Frieza can disregard his own life, but he, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, can't. The leader of the Blackpool Pirates has his own power. Even if he leaves here, he still has the Blackpool Pirates. So, he didn't want to continue taking risks. Saying these words at this moment is just to fool Frieza, to fool Frieza. Chapter 198 Not ready to give up. Advertise here. When he landed and returned to the Blackpool Pirates, the head of the Blackpool Pirates would immediately drive Frieza away. With this thought in mind, he has been fooling Frieza. After Frieza confirmed the thoughts of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, he also let out a long sigh of relief. Then, he spoke to the head of the Blackpool Pirates. "Since you're not ready to give up, then the 2 of us, let's find some treasures to improve our strength. A few days ago, I made a special investigation and found that it was hard to find, but it was very precious. I explored that place and found a few plants, but they were not mature. But if you go today, that thing has matured." Quote. Hearing Frieza's words, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates asked Frieza in a hurry. "Frieza, what are you talking about? Why are you so mysterious? How many plants? Are they mature or immature? Tell me quickly." After saying this, the head of the Blackpool Pirates stared at Frieza closely, expecting Frieza to explain something to him. Frieza smiled mysteriously after hearing what the head of the Blackpool Pirates said. Then he spoke to the head of the Blackpool Pirates. "That thing is called Thousand Spirits Illusory Grass. Although the name sounds nice, it is actually to improve the body's physique. We are both physically strong. But compared with Xia En and Gellinger and others, it is still a little bit worse." Quote. As long as you can get this 1000 spirit illusory grass into your bag, and then use it to improve your physique, then we will be able to gain some advantages when fighting Xia En and Geringer. After saying this, he also stood up slowly. The reason why he said this to the head of the Blackpool Pirates was mainly because the head of the Blackpool Pirates wanted to continue to cooperate with him. If the head of the Blackpool Pirates shook his head just now, then he would definitely not tell such hidden news to the head of the Blackpool Pirates. The head of the Blackpool Pirates also nodded thoughtfully. Then he spoke to Frieza. "Then what are you waiting for? Let's hurry up and wait until the 1000 spirit illusory grass is devoured. We'll go find Xia En and fight Geringer again." Quote. After hearing the words of the head of the Blackpool Pirates, Frieza nodded. "Then lead the way ahead." The head of the Blackpool Pirates also began to struggle. If he devoured the 1000 spirit illusory grass, he would not cooperate. At that time, Frieza might be able to come up with some weird treasures to improve his strength. If that's the case, then he may have lost some money. After thinking for a while, he also made a decision to continue working with Frieza on the surface, secretly trying to hook up with Xia En and Geringer. Nuo Zhao's let Xia En and Geilinger know that he has no idea to cooperate with Frieza. That way, Xia En and Geringer wouldn't think about killing him. And he can benefit from Frieza's side. After thinking of this, he also grinned. Under the leadership of Frieza, the head of the Blackpool Pirates also quickly came to an island. There are some weird animal lungs on this island. Chapter 199 Eaten Alive. Advertise here. These weird animals also started roaring when they saw Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. Ready to eat Frieza and the leader of the Blackpool Pirates alive. Seeing these monsters in front of him, the leader of the Blackpool Pirates' expression became serious. It's not because these monsters are strong, but because these monsters are so ugly and disgusting. Because these monsters at the moment only have one eye. This eye is still erect. And this monster has no nose or ears, only a round mouth that takes up half of its face. In the mouth, there are countless teeth that look extremely sharp. It makes people feel uncomfortable all over. Sensing the displeasure of the leader of the Blackpool Pirates, Lisa also smiled. 093 then spoke to the leader of the Blackpool Pirates. These guys are not that strong, although they look disgusting. But it's very easy to get rid of them. Next, the 2 of us will take action. Quote. After saying this, Frieza quickly fired the demonic light killing cannon forward. The Mo Guan Pass killing cannon is also like a machine gun, always firing from the front. In just a short time, half of those monsters were eliminated. I saw that these monsters did not splash any disgusting liquid after death. The leader of the Blackpool Pirates, Dae, also let go. The machete in his hand was also used by him to kill the monsters. When the machete hit the monster, there was also a very weird feeling. But as the machete absorbed the power of the monster and became stronger, the leader of the Blackpool pirates also became excited. He also hurriedly shouted to Frieza. Frieza, don't interfere, I will eliminate these monsters. After hearing the words of the leader of the Blackpool pirates, Frieza also showed a confused expression. Although he was very confused, he did not take action, but stopped there. I want to see why the leader of the Blackpool pirates wants to take charge of this matter. After the leader of the Blackpool pirates killed all these monsters, Frieza asked the leader of the Blackpool pirates. Leader of the Blackpool pirates, why did you take over this matter? Weren't you still resisting killing these monsters just now? The leader of the Blackpool pirates also told Frieza about the situation of the machete. It was revealed to Frieza that the machete had been greatly improved when he was killing those monsters just now. And his strength also increased. After hearing the words of the leader of the Blackpool pirates, Frieza's pupils shrank. Then he looked at the leader of the Blackpool pirates with fear. The leader of the Blackpool pirates did not notice Frieza's eyes. Then, he began to urge Frieza. What are you waiting for, Frieza? Let's go quickly. After hearing the words of the eldest son of the Blackpool pirates, Frieza nodded slightly. Then he led the way ahead. In just a short time, the two of them arrived at the depths of the island. The environment here is very beautiful, and there are no living creatures here. After noticing this situation, the leader of the Blackpool pirates also asked Frieza. Frieza also said that all the creatures here were devoured by those monsters, so he kept the place quiet.